Hey y'all, Dude79 here, just doing a quick mic check. Hopefully everything sounds good. Sorry for the late start. Obviously, of course there would be technical issues because that shit just happens for me. So, this is the Dude79, test.
How's it going, guys? How you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us.
That is Steve from Koi's Comics.
And hello, your favorite host of Banter and Babble, testing 1 2 1 2.
And we will be live in just a moment. Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. I'm the Dude79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. And as you can see, we're only 52 minutes late. All hell has broken loose with the technical difficulties. I'm trying to relax. Steve's been rubbing my leg for me because he's a good guy. And I appreciate he knows how to soothe my nerves. He's done a great job at that. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for the late start, but here we are. We're super excited to be here because we are here live at Koi's Comics in Saginaw on Bay Road. And Tone, as you can see, we are joined by Steve, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, and the legend. That's right.
I had no idea that I was too.
You're all of those things. It is amazing.
Absolutely.
It's really amazing.
How's it going, everybody?
Yes, this is Steve. And Tone?
Yes.
I'm going to let you start off the show. I'm going to catch my breath. I'm going to gather myself because we're live, and I'm happy with that.
So,
what are we doing?
Well, first, we're going to peel back and just thank everybody once again that were patient with us for the technical difficulties. We managed to work through those. Dude got 4 speeding tickets probably, but we did get it figured out. As you can see, we are finally live. But yes, we're really excited to be here tonight. It's something that I personally am always kind of wanted to do, was be able to hang out here and do like banter and babble from here. I've known you for a long time, on and off, quite a few years, yeah. And a lot of that time I went missing because of work, life, and everything. But once I was able to get a new job last year, one of the first things I did on one of my first Saturdays was be able to come out to Koi's and start getting comics again and start hanging out again. And then, of course, starting a pull list and Free Comic Book Day last year was the first comic book day that I was actually able to come to for the first time probably ever. So again, that's kind of why we're here, and we'll get to that later as well too. But just really excited, honestly, to be here with you, given this opportunity to do this. We really appreciate it. And as you can't tell, I'm super excited. So very, very excited.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming here and doing this.
Well, thank you. No.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we're trying to do more of, the thing we're trying to do more of is just reach out to other local businesses who are into the pop culture thing, and clearly you're into the pop culture thing, comics specifically, and a lot of other items here. And when Tone came up to me and said, "Hey, man, we should definitely try to do a show at Koi's," and you guys are kind enough to let us come in here and kind of like make up a studio in the corner of your newly expanded store. Tell us about Koi's Comics, man. How long have you guys been here, and what kind of you started off as one thing and now your store is double the size? Tell us about Koi's Comics.
So Koi's Comics originally opened up about almost 40 years ago. I think the store is as old as I am. I'm 37, so I think this up in 1984.
Oh wow.
And Dave Koi owned it for many years. I started working for him when I was 19, which feels like a really long time ago at this point. And then I took it over from him. I bought the business from him, and then we moved it from Old Town Saginaw to Bay Road, which is one of the busiest areas in Saginaw.
Yeah.
And then I was doing my best, making do with what I could, and then I met a lovely lady named Brandy,
Very lovely lady.
who some of you may know from our live shows. You know, she became my partner in life and in the business, and we've just really kind of built it up from there.
Right.
It's been amazing. We've expanded twice in the last 2 years, which has been a roller coaster. We will never expand again the week before Free Comic Book Day.
But it was worth it, man. I mean, seriously, I came in here about a month ago with Tone, and I liked the look of the store. It was awesome. But then you come in here, like I said, you guys have expanded to the other store that was over here, and now it just feels much more natural. It feels much more easier to maneuver through. You can kind of like just really take in what you guys have to offer here. It looks beautiful. Like, it looks really good.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're trying to keep we want to keep that flow that we had, but we want to make it nice and open for everybody to come in here. All the aisles are nice and wide, so there's no traffic jams.
Right? Yeah.
When we get busy in here.
Yes.
I'm still getting used to it. It's crazy. We just expanded about a week and a half ago, and we're still getting things finalized before Free Comic Book Day. We got a lot of work to do before Saturday, so it's crunch time. We're going to be doing a lot. So
right.
we've been putting in 12, 14-hour days for the last 2 weeks, while they were doing the construction next door.
Wow.
and just getting things ready and everything. So it's been great, and everybody here has been helping. Shane has been awesome. He's been doing a lot with the toys and getting the toys set up.
Mm-hmm.
Gary and Andy, who are our part-timers, they've been busting their butts just getting things ready for us, and everybody's just been pulling their weight and more. So it's been awesome.
That's awesome. Now, Tone, here's
Yeah.
the thing. He says he's not going to expand anymore, but I need you to get in his ear, because at some point there's probably going to be a second floor with a barcade upstairs.
Yeah,
and then
right.
we're going to know it's
Right.
for real. This is legit.
I've got a feeling he doesn't really have a lot of control of those decision making. I think that there's somebody else that kind of pulls those strings more often than not these days. So I think it's fair that he can say what he wants. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
But I'm sure you think the idea of a barcade up on the second floor sounds pretty dope.
yeah.
Right.
See,
Fantastic.
there you go.
There you go.
Fantastic idea. We're just going to take over the. So this building originally had 5 units in it. We have now taken over 3 units, and give us another 2 years, and we'll probably take over the other 2
I
units
love
too.
it.
And that's actually always been like a dream of mine to kind of do that, like have like a comic store / bar or / cafe or something like that, arcade.
Telling you.
So that would be super fun. We're
I'll-
gonna do it, right? We're gonna do it.
I'll,
Yeah, 2 years. But let's not do it before Free Comic.
no, yeah, that's yeah. No, yeah, let's not do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There you go. No, I think
Right
that's a
before
great
Halloween,
idea.
Yeah. Good-
I would probably
great
be
idea.
here nonstop.
So, like, when you got into this, obviously, Coy started it before you, and you hopped in here. What is your passion? Like, what pulled you into this business? What were you like, man? Because I mean, at some point, I'm sure you were collecting comics as a hobby, so to
Absolutely,
speak.
yeah.
But at some point, you're probably just like, you know what? I'm really good at this,
Mhm.
and I want to help people be able to find stuff and create a destination where people can go to buy stuff that they might want to add to their collection. What motivated you to just really jump into it?
So I've always been a fan of comics. I had comics growing up. I was recently, I told Brandy recently, like, I kind of found comics from the library, and we recently partnered with the libraries here in town, like Court Library, to bring comics to kids who don't normally get into comic book stores. So I'm super excited about that. But I found comics at a young age at the library, and I was so disappointed when the library stopped having comic books, because they were getting wrecked, kids and comics, they get wrecked, and then I discovered comic book stores, and it was just, I loved it. I love the art form, of course, watching the Spider-Man cartoon, the X-Men cartoon, all that kind of stuff when I was growing up. Absolutely loved it, and I just fell in love with the art form in the media, and I'm an artist too, and originally I was working at McDonald's actually when I got the offer to start working at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a job, my very first job drawing comics. I got when I was working at McDonald's, I got first convention I went to, talked to this small publisher, got a job. I quit McDonald's. I was like, F this.
I'm done.
Not working at McDonald's
Oh,
anymore. I'm a star now. This is what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
Ambitious.
That comic never got published. I never got paid for that comic book. But I did start working at Koi's Comics when I was 19 years old. And, that turned into this. So it was just... It just felt natural, like
fate.
Yeah, exactly, fate. And I was always. You might not be able to tell this because I'm kind of just a loud ass when I'm here at the store. But I've always been very quiet and very soft spoken, kind of an introvert. Like I never, I didn't put myself out there and do a lot of stuff when I was younger and everything. But like. At the comic shop, like it's my element. Like I feel like I can put myself out there more. So it was natural. Like as soon as I started working there, I loved it. All of my friends, I'll have to say at this point in my life, are from here. So it was, it just kind of felt like this was the thing.
So you have the support of your friends and whatnot. And like you said, you go back to the fact that, you're kind of an introvert, but when you're in your comfort zone, when you're in your space with comics and pop culture and all that jazz, and you got other people coming in who are into the same thing, you have that common ground to like build those conversations and those friendships with. And that's pretty awesome. And I feel like when you have that type of rapport, and it's the type of rapport that I had with Tone when he worked at GameStop, I like to go out and stuff, but I didn't have a whole lot of gamer friends. And then I would come into a GameStop, and Tone would make fun of me for buying PS3 games and not Xbox games or Xbox 360 games. But I could always talk to him and other employees at the store. And I didn't want to leave. I would always sit there and loiter for about a half hour to an hour and just interact and talk. And again, once you find that comfort zone and you learn to appreciate the environment that these businesses have created, like what you guys got going here, that's awesome. That's like a second home for a lot of people.
Exactly. And that's the thing is like customers come in here and we joke around with each other and we make fun of each other and like it doesn't matter. You just feel like you kind of belong here.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
It's like Cheers. It's like Cheers,
exactly.
the TV show.
Right.
You walk into the bar and you're like, hey, I'm home. And you got your norms, you got everybody. And, and that's the beauty of it. It's kind of like what they talk about with the barber shop. You go to the barber shop and you're just there to hang out. It's the same as a comic book shop. It's the same vibe that you get when you get here. And I think that's why you continue to grow, because you have a lot of people who love to come here. And that's freaking sweet, dude. We actually had somebody in the chat, Crash was in here earlier, and you couldn't believe how much bigger the store got.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah, people have been coming in all day. This is the first Wednesday we've been open since the expansion and since we've been moving stuff over into the other area. I think the wall was down and it was painted and everything last Wednesday, but we didn't have it like really open yet.
Sure.
Everything moved over there, and this Wednesday is the first Wednesday we had everything moved over there, and people have just been coming in all day, and they're in awe of how big it is. Like it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this. How big it is.
It's
in here.
Crazy. Like it's daunting. When I came in, what part of last week after the wall had got knocked out, I was like, this is nuts. And like now just the eyesight, because everything had to go up because you had so much stuff.
Right, yeah.
Now it's all more like a level. You can see all the walls now. It's just it's crazy. Yeah. And honestly, observationally, as somebody that worked in customer service and still kind of does, has for so long, I would say one of the biggest things, and I don't know if you get this, maybe you do, but like you guys are like really friendly. Like you guys are like, I mean, there is no like as somebody who worked in customer service for so long and for a kind of a shitty company to work with, and that I was jaded at the end, and I admittedly will tell everybody that, but you guys will stop whatever you're doing to work with whoever it is that's in here, whether it's somebody maybe that's first in here, that's been here for a while, and you guys completely just dive into that conversation and just become like honestly, like you've known them forever. And some of those folks I'm sure you do, but like it just amazes me, like from that standpoint, as somebody who can kind of see that and sees when it's next level, like just how you interact with the people that shop here. And I think that's such a tribute to why people love coming here, and everybody at this point, I think, in the area knows who Koi's is. Like, I can't speak to many years ago. I'm only 14 years in Saginaw, and at that time, like for me, like when I first started getting back into comics again, it was you had Koi's, and that was always my experience as well too. But it's a different environment now too. And from people I know that years ago had been around Koi's too, I think that's just really the big thing. Like the name Koi's is familiar, but now you guys just really just encompass this amazing like camaraderie or family like feeling. I mean, even the things you've done with the expansion, like the littler kids section. I mean, like you guys are doing things I feel like in that thought process and that space that not maybe everybody does, and that's also partly what makes you so unique. And as somebody who again can recognize that sort of stuff, I really appreciate seeing that. Like I've seen Brandy numerous times when I've been in here talking to me, and she won't even think twice, in which I respect that, because you should just I come here, I talk, I'm full of shit. She'll stop what she's saying to me and she'll just go right to a customer, guest, whoever how you want to say it. And I love seeing that. That's amazing to me. That's next level, and that's why it's important to support people like you guys, because you do that sort of thing. Not everybody does that.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's kind of something we pride ourselves on is the customer service. I mean, we're always telling everybody, we have employee meetings every week to go over, anything new that we're doing and staff meetings, I should say. And anytime we talk about something new or something we're implementing, it's always customer service is the number one thing. And whether you've been coming in here for 15 years or whether this is your first time here, we want you to feel like you belong here,
right.
And we want you to feel important. We don't want you to ever feel like you're coming in and asking a stupid question or like you should already know the answer to your question. And we don't want this to feel like the comic book store from The Simpsons, right? Like the
right.
Like
yeah,
we're not the comic book guy,
right.
We're
not gatekeeping.
Exactly.
No gatekeeping at Koi's.
Yeah. And it's fun. Like a person coming in here for the first time, they're trying to find something new to read, or they're trying to find like that toy they've been looking for, or just something cool that they want to display in their nerd room. And like it's an honor that they're coming here and looking for that, right? And like we want to help them find that. We want to turn them on to like something new that they're gonna love, a new series that they're gonna delve into and like be with this thing for years to come.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's other comic book stores, we've heard stories and people go in and they just feel like they're unwanted, like they never want to go back,
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
And not saying anything, but I'm familiar with that.
We never want to be that store.
No.
It's
and you're not.
And like all. Andy, one of my best friends, he's our Sunday guy. He knows very little about comics, but he is the absolute best customer service person that we have.
Amazingly friendly.
Like he can talk to you about anything, and he will sell you every Valiant book that we have, whether you want it or not. But absolutely amazing, and that's what we pride ourselves on. It's like no matter what day of the week you come in here, you're gonna feel like you're the most important person in the store at the time.
Yeah.
And see, I think the part of that, and Tony, you mentioned it, where you used to work, there was a corporate side of things. Whereas you don't have to deal with the corporate side. You don't have quotas where you have to push stuff or else your store gets closed down by home office. You are the corporate. You are the home office. So you don't have to sit there and tell your employees, we need to sell this, we need to push this, we need to push this one. Just ask the customer what they want and help them find what best suits them.
Exactly.
And that's the difference you get, man. Honestly, when you go into like some of these corporate business places, it just feels forced.
Yeah.
Where if I can just come in here, look around stuff, and just talk to you guys for an hour, that's a win. Because I'm probably going to come back and buy some shit the next day.
And I definitely come in here and loiter when Shane's working often. So
Tony's here a lot.
I do like to come in and talk to Shane, so I'll loiter a little bit. But that's because
a lot of people like Shane, and I'm struggling to find
out
why.
Really,
they do
you are not the only person that says that. It's really weird. I've known him for so many years, and I always hear that. But Drew, I have been talking to him nonstop. Like he would come and shop at GameStop, and very honestly, like after so long, he just got to be, somebody I was always looking forward to, because we'd sit there and chit chat about whatever it was, right? So, and I like to do that now as well too. But that's the thing about it is like, when I was able to integrate, I always said integrate back into the public life after working in retail for so long. This was one of the first spots I made sure to come to, and it's because it's been so long that I've had a place that I felt like I could kind of do that and just come through and maybe just peruse through everything. I make a mental checklist of things I see and want, and maybe pick up or whatever it is, at some point. But it's nice to have a place like this that does, that appreciates people to be able to do that. And I honestly can't thank you guys enough for being that kind of culture and building that with this place as well too, because I need some place to loiter, and I chose Coy's, so you got to deal with it or not. So whether you want it or not, I'm loitering here once in a while. So
I'm telling you right now, man, you at a barcade or a cafe, you'll have to call the police to get him out of here.
yeah, oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, give us a couple years.
Right,
and
right.
That'll probably be the new Coys. But
There you go.
we love all of our customers, and if not for all of you guys coming in here and loitering for hours and hours, like we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be expanding 2 times in under 2 years. And when COVID hit, and I didn't want to do this, but Brandy forced me to do this.
There's a theme I'm hearing. Sorry, go ahead.
There is a theme. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I didn't want to. I didn't
wait to
want
get
to
her
do
on.
like these Facebook Live sales and that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to sell stuff like that. Like, I just want to sit behind the counter and like talk to people when they come in. And she's like, well, no, but we're gonna do this anyway. So we started doing it, and I love it now. Like, I'm nervous and anxious before every single show we do, but like the minute we start the show, I'm like on, and I'm just like, I love it. And we've gotten so many new customers from that, and so many friends. We had one of our best customers. His name is Dustin. He flew out here from California. Last month when we did the Batman, we do movie theater rentals every time there's a big comic book movie, and we did one for the Batman. And at Birch Run, Imagine it. If you haven't been there, check it out. It's awesome. They have amazing seating.
Very awesome.
They have an awesome bar. It's very, very cool.
Shout out to Dustin Garaba.
Dustin Garaba. He changed his Facebook name for our April Fool's prank that we did. But Dustin, yeah, he's awesome. He flew out here from California for the movie and to meet us in person for the first time and everything. And we have another customer flying here from Philadelphia this week for the Doctor Strange movie. Wow. And it's awesome. Like, we've gotten so many, like, I don't even call them customers because they're just friends.
They're friends.
Like,
yeah.
We get to hang out with them every week when we do these live sales, and it's like I don't even care if they buy anything on the live sales. It's just cool that they're on there and they're talking and they're engaging with us, and it's just fun because we love this stuff and we love doing it. And and we couldn't do this without them, and we couldn't do this without you guys. So it's very cool.
First thing, I can relate to what you're saying. How they're not customers; they're friends. I mean, that's the same way. Like when we do this show, and we have people that tune in that are either watching live or listening on the podcast. I hate using the word fans.
Yeah,
I hate using the word fans because I feel like I talk to these people every week.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking to them on here. I'm talking to them in Discord. These are friends. I don't.
Right.
It's hard to see them
it's
as
kind of
customers.
downgrading.
It
right?
really because when you say
Yeah.
fans or customers, I feel like you're just putting a number on them.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas when you can say these are my friends, I talk to these people all the time. Whenever I'm having a down day, I'll go in Discord and I'll chit chat with the community, and people always lift me up, or I'll put something on social media where I'm just like, man, I need to vent about something. It's just they embrace you, and when you have that type of relationship with your friends, it really helps you grow more, and it really creates a bond with them that it's just like I said, it's not so much about the business aspect. It's about keeping those friendships going. Now, I want to circle back real quick and ask you about these Facebook Live sales that you guys do. I tuned in for the one last night. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing that, and how explain to the viewers, because we're going to throw out the link to your Facebook page to make sure people are following you there. What is your live sales like?
So we started doing it during the pandemic as a way to keep bringing comics to fans and to our customers, to our friends. And so we started doing it on Facebook, and then that kind of rolled over into Whatnot. We want to start doing Instagram. We want to start doing like YouTube shows and things like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But every Tuesday, we do a new book walkthrough in the shop where we show you all of the new titles that come out. We show you all the new variant covers, all the new graphic novels. Sometimes we go over the new like toys and statues and things like that come out. And then so that's a fun show. We do that every Tuesday at usually 7:30. Sometimes it doesn't happen until 8. It just depends on how busy
kind of like
the
our
day
show
is.
tonight. We just aim for 8, start at 8:52.
Yeah, we want to do it at a certain time, but it just depends on how crazy the day is. Like, you can't control that, right?
Right.
Or whether your camera wants to work or not.
Don't get me started, Steve.
And then every Wednesday. Normally, we're not doing it tonight because we're doing this show.
Yep.
But every Wednesday we do a live claim sale, which is either a walk around to the shop, and then you guys get to tell us what you want to see. So we'll show you all the toys. We'll show you back issues, statues, new comics, whatever you want to see. We'll show you, and then you buy those or you claim those on the sale. And usually we'll give you discounts on stuff.
Now, if somebody's watching on Facebook and say they're not, do you guys ship?
Absolutely. Yep. We ship. We ship twice a week. Shane is our shipper. He ships everything out, packages everything like it's going through the apocalypse before it gets to you.
Yeah.
So this stuff could literally go through, I don't know, like a bomb, and it'll get to you all right. So it'll get you in good shape.
That's great. I mean, and again, that helps you expand your reach.
Yep,
exactly. And when you utilize social media like that, Facebook with these live sales, and people can tune into it and be like, "Oh man, I want to order that," and they can ship it.
Oh yeah,
dude, that was Brandy's idea.
That was Brandy's idea.
Good idea, Brandy.
And I got to say to kind of piggyback on some of that as well too. Like I was blown away during COVID and shutdowns, and I started realizing you guys did that. I was like, holy shit, these guys adapted on a dime and figured it out. And then when I started coming to the store and realized you guys had a rewards program, you guys are integrated into this app where you can just pick stuff and things like this. I'm like, I was mind blown because you think that a lot of local places typically just kind of keep themselves, do the things, and sometimes it's hard to adapt to the times, the changes for whatever reason that might be. But you guys haven't, and that's another reason I think partly to your success. I was blown away that you guys are doing live videos, doing sales, and door store pickups and stuff like that. I'm this is fucking nuts. Like these guys have figured out how to continue to be able to operate and do their thing and keep stable in these times when it was harder to do that. And then to me, I was just like, this is nuts, and really excited to see that sort of thing. And that here you are, you're still you're banging them out, you're still doing it. And honestly, any night you tune in when you guys are showing on a Tuesday night the books, you'll have 20-30 people every single time.
Yeah, it still blows my mind. I really expected once things started opening up again and people started being able to get out into the world again and doing stuff that kind of stuff would decline. But if anything, it's grown more. And I always say this, if it weren't for Brandy, when COVID happened and the shutdown happened, I would have been huddled in the fetal position in the corner, crying, not knowing what to do. She was amazing. Forcing me. I don't want to say forcing, pushing me, encouraging me
you,
to do the live sales and stuff like that when I didn't want to. Because like I said, I was very nervous. Very, very anxious to do
it does sound like force.
And I was I was very anxious and nervous tonight when you said, "Oh, we're going to be interviewing you one at a time." I was like, "Well, no, but that's my safety net."
You're doing great, honestly, man. Like I said, and I think again, it goes back to how you say how you're just comfortable in these situations, in this place. Yeah. You understand? We're fucking nerds. We're dorks, and we like talking about this stuff. And if we can connect with you on that level and just talk about whatever, it's dope, man.
Yeah.
I love what we said here. Sam John says, listen, not lying, Koi's and other comic stores kept my spirits up during the pandemic. Of course, I'm paying for it now with the backlog of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's how that works. Yeah, no, everybody out here, there's a lot of people out here singing your praises as well, too. I know Crash asked about, yes, Crash, you can pre-order action figures and things like that.
Absolutely,
I've even started doing that as well, too. So, we always want to say support local. This is, find out what they can get hold of you, ask. I know that you guys do a lot of that stuff. A lot of Hasbro stuff, I think, as well, too.
A lot of Hasbro stuff, a lot of Pops. If there's anything you're looking for, we probably have it on order, even if we don't put pre-orders up for it. We're trying to get pre-orders up multiple times a week now. It's a lot of work, especially since we're tasking Shane to do most of that with the toys. He's only one person. So that is a lot of work, but we're trying to get multiple pre-orders. What's that? One cranky person. Yeah, Shane is one cranky.
Cranky, never.
She's taking a beating here.
but he works his butt off. He's awesome. I don't think we could do what we're doing right now without him. The toy section right now is what I've always wanted it to be. What I've always dreamt
it's
for
incredible.
it to be.
It's really good.
That's
incredible. That's his hard work.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We didn't have time before to go through all the toy collections that would come in. and get everything priced, and he cleans everything. He makes sure everything looks perfect when it goes out on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people come in and they look at the G1 Transformers that we just got in, and they're this looks brand new, and it's because he took the time to clean it and put it out. So it's absolutely amazing. But no, we're very fortunate. Like a lot of shops like this, unfortunately, didn't make it through the pandemic. And we did a lot of work. We busted our butts doing the live shows and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of it was luck too. And
sure.
But it's it's you guys joining us on those shows and buying local and not just going to Amazon or eBay for stuff. We greatly appreciate that, and that's what's keeping us going. And I mean, we're busier than ever now, and it's because of you guys, and we feel very, very lucky and grateful to you guys for helping us do that.
And it does come full circle again to what I was saying about the culture you guys have built here too. People want to because you guys have treated everybody so good. That's a big piece of it, and that's the circle right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do respect the fact that you found a way to adapt during the pandemic to still be able to get this stuff to people who are looking for it. There's people out there. I mean, it's hard for the businesses, but there are people who love this. This is a hobby. This is something they're very passionate about. And when they can't go to these locations because, and it's no shot against them. I mean, it takes people. Some people adapt. Some people don't. And you guys adapted it, and you created an outlet for these people to kind of like, okay, cool, I can get my stuff here. The stuff that I really, really want to get. These guys are open. They're doing live sales. I can go that route. And I think that's just, you guys have done so many good things in that regard during the pandemic. It's cool to see you guys thriving off of that, but you're also still growing your community, and you're also still, you have the respect of a lot of your customers.
Yeah.
Now, the one question I have for you, and I'm curious, man, because there is a lot of cool stuff out here. Is it difficult, like, when you sit there and get an item and you look at it and you're like, man, that would look cool at home.
Yes.
As opposed to here.
It is difficult.
I don't want to put a price tag on this because I want it.
Yep.
How difficult is that when you do get certain items and you're like, shit, I got to put this on the shelf with a price tag, but I don't want to?
I mean, this is probably a question better suited to ask Brandy, honestly.
Oh, we're going to get her on. We'll definitely get her thoughts.
When it comes to things that I take home. Yeah. I take home way more toys and variant covers, cool variant covers than I probably should. And definitely more than I could ever display at home. But it's I'm always gonna be a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan first.
Yes, fan first.
I'm a seller of cool things second. Now she takes home her fair share of things.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Jenny Frasone or Jen Bartel or Christian Ward variant that comes in, or Wonder Woman anything, it's going home with Brandy. So
if there is one item out there right now that you walk by every day and you're like, why is this not at my house?
Here it is.
If there is one item that you could go out there right now and Brandy would never know about it. Nobody would know about it.
She would always know.
I mean, pretend she's just like, here's your hall pass. Go out there and take. What is one thing you would go out there right now and take off that shelf and be like, you're coming home with me, baby?
Man, honestly, I don't know, because anything that comes through, I just take.
It doesn't even make it to the shelf.
Yeah.
So I would say we recently got a Hulk 181 in, but she got me that a couple years ago for Christmas, so that was I don't need to take that home.
Oh,
so that was a pretty cool Christmas gift. I don't know. I tried to think about this earlier. I know you said pick something like your favorite thing in the shop, and I don't know. It's hard to pick your favorite thing when you love most everything that comes through the door. It's really hard to do. I don't know.
See, I would be terrible. I would just take everything home and not have anything on the shelves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is very hard to. And it's hardest for me when collections of comics come in, because as I'm pricing out the collections, I'm like, oh, I've never seen this before. Do I want to take home the $70 comic, or do I want to leave it here? And it's
there's the balancing.
You know what? I'll leave it here, but I'll put it where nobody will ever see it.
Right. It's hidden in a corner. No. So how about this? Is there something here that you feel that you're really proud of that's within these walls?
Man, Man, it's hard. Like,
Is that hard too? That's hard too.
I mean, it's just the whole thing. Like,
let me ask you: what is the one? What are the most popular items that people are constantly asking for that you're happy to be able to provide to them?
So we have a lot of vintage toys, and that's something that people come all around looking for.
Yeah,
and that's something that I've always wanted to be able to provide for people in the last, I would say, really the last year.
Yeah, it's
we've
amazing.
really started to get more vintage toys and things like that, which is really cool.
Somebody said you got a Hulk 181. Crash said,
Crash is like, you got a Hulk 181?
Yes. Well, we have a Hulk 181 here, but yes, I did get a Hulk 181 and not just the Hulk 181, a 9.4 graded Hulk 181.
A 9.4 grade.
So, if you're wondering, no, I will never be able to get her as good of a gift as that, unless it's a graded first appearance of Wonder Woman. Yeah, she did get a ring shortly thereafter.
That's good too. That's important.
I'd say that's perfect.
That ring isn't worth as much as that comic, though.
He's modest, folks. I didn't know they made a Horizon Zero Dawn comic. I would.
I
told you that Willy's Wonderland's right over there. You see the Willy's?
Is there a Willy's?
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They make comics for everything.
there is a
You do.
Willy's.
I saw the Rick and Morty. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Now, is the Willy's Wonderland the movie based on the comic, or is the comic based on the movie?
Comics based off the movie.
Comics
I think.
based? Yep, comics based.
Yeah,
on the
I'd love
movie.
to see how they take that lore and explore that a little bit more. That'd be pretty sweet.
I think that's what they do.
It's gruesome.
That's
It's
dope.
gruesome.
Yeah, it's definitely gruesome. Hey, Gary, thank you.
There's Gary. What's going on?
Yeah, it's Darren. That's my boy Darren. Well, he pretty much owns half the store, I think. I don't know if
Darren
he's ever...
says, "What do you guys think of the OCP?"
This is
really good.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, I've had it before, but
You
it's
have?
been
Okay,
a while.
good,
but
good,
this is
good.
really good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And we had, what else did we have tonight? We had
the vanilla cinnamon cocoa KBS.
That was really good.
Mind
Really sipping
blowing. Yeah. Another KBS too? No, that good too. I love hazelnut.
Hazelnut's good.
I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those.
Dude, that's
Ant House asks,
I'm good.
Do you any Scissor 7 comics?
Scissor 7.
I'm assuming that's manga.
You know, I'm not familiar with Scissor 7.
You know what? That's how he's going to expand. He's going to have a
Yep.
whole manga section after this.
So we actually
You do have some.
Oh, they have
right?
manga?
our
okay,
manga
okay.
section has blown up in the last year or so. Yeah, we had maybe one shelf of manga before. Now we have two bookshelves of manga, and that's growing. We're getting more manga in every week. It's hard to keep up with the demand for that because it seems like every time we get them in, we're selling like twice as much as we get in, and then we have to get more in. So it's crazy. And I'm not super familiar with anime and manga. I mean, I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. I watched Ronin Warriors when I was a kid.
Oh, Ronin Warriors.
And Ronin Warriors is the shit.
Powers in the armor.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that show, but yeah, I'm not super familiar with a lot of the stuff the kids are getting nowadays. But we're trying to keep up with it, as far as in the shop.
Yeah,
so.
it's popular. Real popular.
So
Absolutely.
the next thing we want to talk about, because we want to obviously get Brandy in, but you mentioned, you guys rent out the theater at Imagine.
Yep.
And tomorrow night, Tone, myself, and a couple others are going to be joining your community to go see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if I had this scene set up, so I'm not even going to cut to it. I had a cool thing, a graphic I was going to throw up, but we'll just talk about it right here. Just kind of get your initial hopes of what you're hoping to see in Doctor Strange. What are any concerns going in with? I mean, there's a lot of hype about this movie. A lot of people talking about, you're going to see a lot of stuff. There's a lot of big reveals. Do you have any concerns? Do you have any things that you're hoping to see going into Doctor Strange? And first of all, and before we get into that, talk to us. What is this thing you got worked out with Imagine and Birch Run?
Yeah. So we started our first movie, like our theater rental with them was the newest Conjuring movie. So it was really the first movie that we wanted to see that came out in theaters after the pandemic.
Sure.
So we were like, you know what, we're gonna do a theater rental for this. We've been talking about it for a while. We have a ton of horror fans. It was right around. It came out in September.
It was September, October.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we do every year for the last what are we going on our 5th year doing the Halloween movie challenge. So every year in October we do a 31 days of horror where we make a calendar of different types of horror movies, and if you follow along, you're entered to win a huge horror prize package at the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
So we're like, you know what? Let's kick this off. We're gonna go see The Conjuring. It was great. A ton of our customers came out, and then we followed it up with No Way Home. That was the next one, and then we did Batman. So this is our fourth. This is our fourth movie with Doctor Strange, and this is our biggest theater rental yet. This is 90 some.
I know, it's so
theater.
hype. It's so hype.
Before we were only doing about 40. And we were nervous about doing that. And now you know what? This is Doctor Strange. We're going to go big. So we did the 90-some seat theater. We sold out. I think we have 3 tickets left. So, almost sold out.
Right.
And it's absolutely crazy. We're so psyched. If you've never watched a comic book movie with a theater full of comic book
premiere
nerds,
night,
yeah, that's why I'm so excited.
The coolest movie-going experience ever.
It's like a sporting event, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there's no like what's the word I'm looking for? No etiquette. There's no everyone be quiet.
Exactly.
Because when big shit happens, it's like someone just broke off like a 90-yard kick return. Everyone's like, yeah, everyone goes nuts, and it's just a different energy.
Exactly.
Premiere night is a completely different energy than going to see it on Saturday with the family or Sunday or a matinee during the week. When you go on premiere night, you're going with the diehard comic book fans, the MCU fans, whatever, DC fans, whatever you're going to see, horror fans. When you get that crowd, it's different, dude. Right. It hits different, and it's an amazing experience.
It's awesome. And there's no jerks in the theater.
No.
Right? Like making fun of the movie or being obnoxious. Everybody's they're respectful of the movie because they love this.
Unless it's Venom, then it's different.
Exactly, yeah.
No. If it's a Venom, let there be carnage, and no, I'm a total dick.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this
don't
movie
bring that.
sucks.
Don't bring
You know what?
I'll
agree with you.
Somebody turns around and says, "Oh, this movie's great." I'll be like, "Shut up! No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's a terrible movie." I'm a jerk when it's a Venom movie.
We didn't see Morbius, but we heard
You
the
didn't
same
miss
thing about
anything.
Morbius,
Yeah.
So
You didn't miss anything.
we'll catch that when it's streaming. No
Don't
rush
even
on
waste
that
your
one.
time.
So, yeah.
Don't
We
waste
gotta
your
see it.
time.
I gotta see every comic book movie ever.
Watch the new Mortal Kombat movie. Don't watch that.
We've watched the new Mortal Kombat.
Cone's a big
movie.
fan of that one. Ask him about Cole. He loves Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, that was too easy. No, Matt, we're really excited.
I would prefer. We actually watched the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
movie
that's a good one.
That's why. Yeah.
To wash the taste
Yeah.
out of our mouth.
Yeah. The original Mortal Kombat is watchable and has aged at least enough to where you can watch it and enjoy it in some way. Not Annihilation.
We don't talk about Annihilation. No.
Hell no.
It's still better than the new one.
It's still, I would agree with that.
You know what? Even with the
I'll agree
shitty
with that.
CGI battle at the end, you know what? You're not wrong,
guys.
dude.
I'm sorry. I know somebody. He had to bring up fucking Mortal Kombat again to get me started.
I just did it for the look. I had to see just catch him off guard.
If you have not seen the 23-minute rant of me talking about Mortal Kombat, check out Banter and Babble on YouTube soon because it's
over 1,000 views.
Over
People
1,000,
were reaching out. Like, we need someone that we can just listen to and embrace because we all feel the same way. Why the fuck does Cole exist?
I bring down
man.
fire and brimstone upon that pile of trash.
There's so many great Mortal Kombat characters that they could have used for that
They had
movie.
to create one.
And they
had to create one to fight next to Scorpion because he needs help fighting.
And his power was making armor.
Yeah, man, that was
great.
dope, man. It absorbs all the damage.
Yeah.
Man, it's fucking clever.
It's for those blockers out there. The ones that just, do this the whole time.
right.
So now, one of the things that
Right.
the reviews for Doctor Strange have come out, and it's currently sitting at about an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a little bit lower for MCU movies.
80%.
But it's interesting. But here's the thing, man. A lot of the
Love you too, Josh.
One of the biggest complaints, and this is so weird, is, and it's also one of the biggest, praise things that they praise is. It's too much of a Sam Raimi movie. Is that such a thing? I want to ask you guys: is there any such thing as too much?
Sam Raimi can do whatever the fuck he wants. So
there's one.
Yeah, that's where I stand on that one.
He did Spider-Man 3, right?
He did all of them.
Yeah. You know, we recently watched all those, and I will say, the first two aren't. No, they're as bad as I remember them being. They have their moments for sure, but they're rough. But this is a big movie, right?
It's a big one.
To really, I mean, you got to suspend disbelief when you're going into these movies.
Oh
right?
yeah,
You can't go in think like
expecting gritty realism.
Exactly. And this is even more of that, right? Because it's the multiverse of madness. So we're gonna have a ton of different stuff coming in, and I have no hesitations whatsoever about this movie. I have all the hopes in the world for what this could mean for the MCU going forward. Literally, the options are endless, right? Like they could do whatever they want. They can bring in any character from any movie that they've done. They can bring in any character from any comic universe that they've done. I'm hoping that that is Professor X that we see in the trailer.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, Patrick Stewart has since said that is him.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So I mean, unless he's playing a different person, which would be shocking. My understanding is that he's going to be there as Professor X.
Unless this is where they finally bring the Star Trek universe into the Marvel universe, and that is
bold. That's a bold strategy.
That would be a bold move.
Thank you.
No, Tony, and I want to get you guys. I want to get your thoughts too. Now,
What?
By the idea of the multiverse being there and bringing in so many characters, is it important to make sure that these characters are integral to the plot and the MCU going forward, or do you run the risk of like, oh, hey, here's somebody, but then...
I think that's the unique thing about it is that this is... Well, first, let me back up for a second.
Are you doing it? I mean, are they just doing it to say, oh, look, here's so-and-so back to play the same character?
And that's fine, and that's
or
fine.
Or are they going to be an important part going forward?
Okay, so I'll answer that, and then I want to back up for just a hot second. So I do want to say that, yes, I think that even if these are blips on the radar, like if they're characters that get cameos, that's perfectly fine because that just shows interconnectivity with everything. It's the multiverse, like you said, like bringing all these things. They don't need to be there for 4 movies going forward, but if we get a taste of them to show that they are part of that overall story somewhere, even if it's a terrible character from a shitty comic book movie, except for Hulk punching dogs in the balls or whatever, but we don't want that Eric Bana shit. But
no, we don't need that.
We don't need that. But like, that's fine. Like if they're blips, it's initially going to probably feel like a waste and probably get some people up in a tizzy, but at the same time, like it's better than not seeing him at all. That's the way I look at it. And Marvel's going to do it that makes sense to the story, so that's fine. It's going to be a plot driven very heavily by, I think, not just with Doctor Strange, but probably with Wanda as well too. I think she's a big caveat in this. Is from some of the
lot of praise levied onto Elizabeth Olsen.
She's been getting a lot of praise,
and obviously I don't want to say it's like all hyperbole, but or anything like that. But there's a lot of people saying that like we're talking like she might need to be here. She is that.
That's
good.
the kind of
like obviously it's Doctor Strange and Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing, but it sounds like she's really making a push in this movie. And obviously we've seen her range. I mean, we saw it in WandaVision. We know Elizabeth Olsen is an amazing actress.
Yeah, she's
incredibly
great,
talented.
She's got a lot of range.
But it really sounds like in this movie we get to see that, and like she is incredible from my understanding. I try not to read too much into the reviews. You just kind of look at the blurbs, and people say, too much Sam Raimi, or it's Sam Raimi back to form, which I'm cool with because I love Sam Raimi. Yeah. But a lot of love, a lot of praise bestowed upon on Elizabeth Olsen's performance. Yeah. So really excited to see where her character goes. I mean, obviously it's cool to see Doctor Strange and what other cameos they have planned, but to see where Wanda goes after WandaVision, I think that's huge, man. I'm really curious to see where they go with this character.
There's rumors now of that they're debating doing, I think, a movie with her now, too.
Oh, man, she has to, dude. She has to.
And the only thing I want to back up real quick and just remind everybody, because we all know that Spider-Man 3 that Sam Raimi did was terrible, but let's remember Sony is the one that made him throw Venom and the Green Goblin in there.
True.
And if you look at the Sandman parts, it was a really good written-out story. He only wanted one villain, and to put a middle finger to Sony, he made Venom and everybody campy as hell, so... That's all I got to say. Right? I got to go on my Sam Raimi defensiveness. Yeah, is that the hazelnut one?
This is the hazelnut. Yeah, we got some KBS from Founders.
Let me tongue that hole.
Yeah, get it. My COVID's not acting up right now.
Good.
Yeah. My allergies. I told you this before. My allergies.
Oh, that's where I got my COVID from. His allergies.
Yeah. And it's like all day. I'm like, I got to put a mask on because I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm like contagious.
Yeah, I get it.
I just put a mask on because I'm coughing and like I was sneezing the other day so bad. Just allergies right now with this crazy weather.
It's been the same here for me as well too. So I absolutely understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks have been a mess with my allergies. It's crazy. It's fucking terrible.
don't ever move to Michigan if you have terrible allergies.
Yes,
Man.
half-ass.
You will be miserable.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh here.
Yeah.
Half-ass. Both of these KBSs are definitely as good as that Mackinac Fudge. Actually, I would say that this cinnamon, vanilla, and cocoa is better than that one.
It's so good.
I'm blown away by that one. So if you haven't seen that,
I've been drinking a lot of ciders lately.
Oh yeah.
And Brandy makes fun of me for this a lot because I've drinking a lot of ciders. Wine drinker. You know, she's into the hardcore stuff. But no, this is good. Yeah, I'll drink beer now, and I'm like, no, give me a cider. You know. But
try next time you do a cider. Grab like an Angry Orchard, drink down to the bottom of the neck of it, and then pour a little bit of Fireball in there, and then mix it to the side. Yeah.
I like Fireball. We keep Fireball on tap here at the shop for customers.
This is why I love this
Oh
place.
shit!
By the way.
I'm gonna start showing up a lot more than if I'm gonna
little
get some.
bottles of Fireball. Somebody comes in and they're like, "Hey, you know this comic is going up." We're like, "Hey, let's take a shot of Fireball real quick."
See, that's the type of customer service
This
you
is
get here.
this is why everybody you need to come to Coy's right here. This is why.
Shit.
Fireball's on tap. Fireball's on
Ciders
tap.
are better than Trulies. I agree, but I don't know if they're better than Vizzies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just saying, Vizzies are pretty tasty.
Yeah.
No, but no, seriously, thanks again for letting us be a part of tomorrow, man. I'm really excited to
we're
be able to go
really
there. I haven't
excited.
been to Imagine out in Birch Run. I just know this is hometown.
You have
I'm
never
there.
experienced these fucking seats?
No, man, the Lazy Boys.
Dude, they are.
They're so good.
Here's my concern,
they're
though, man.
amazing.
I'm gonna be working all day tomorrow. I don't want to like get there and get too fucking comfy.
You're
like,
gonna-
I
you're
love
gonna
the
fall
uncomfortable seating because I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to sleep in this thing. I
Right.
get a Lazy Boy. Dude,
Oh no,
I don't care how fucking loud the movie
dude,
is.
they're electronic too. They're literally you can move it to the minuscule centimeter that you
Yeah,
want.
you're gonna
and
have to
height
give me an
and
update on the
everything
movie.
as well.
I'm falling
just
asleep, bro.
before you're comfortable enough to fall asleep, but like not
Right.
you know, not uncomfortable to
Right.
watch a movie.
Tone will
Oh
just
my
give me a
goodness.
cup check, so that's all right.
Yeah,
Just quick cup check, and I'll
I'll smack him in the nards.
And they
Doesn't
got
matter.
a great bar there too, and the guy who normally is working the bar is awesome. Like, and I get
awesome.
I get a little too tipsy, and I just start buying everybody drinks, so it's gonna be a great time.
I'm staying
So,
close to this
yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
tomorrow
I'm gonna
night.
sit next to Steve tomorrow. So everybody,
I will say on the Sam Raimi thing, no matter what, you know, if you like his movies or not, they're always fun.
Oh
right?
hell yeah, dude.
His movies
Oh,
are
yeah.
always
That's
a ton
true.
of fun. You know, we got
That's-
the Evil Dead movies,
God.
Army of Darkness. Like, I love those movies. I'm
Dark
super
Man?
fan of
I mean,
Dark
come on,
Man,
dude.
yes. Dark Man was amazing. And you can just always tell when he does those certain scenes.
Dude,
you know,
the
that
scenes.
it's a Sam Raimi
yeah,
movie.
you know right
Well,
away.
There's certain
Yeah.
scenes that pop up, and you're like, "Oh, this is Sam Raimi going. I'm shooting this a certain way.
Exactly.
Deal
yeah.
with it. That's
like
just
the
the way it's gonna
tentacle
work."
scene when Dr. Octopus woke
Yeah,
up and his tentacles
exactly.
are coming out. Oh man, it's so good. I cannot wait for this movie tomorrow, and I hope that it opens up just so many more doors for the MCU. And we really like since the last phase ended, like the movies have been good, but like where are they going? What's the direction they're going?
That's true. You're right.
And I hope this movie kind
We need
of
answers.
starts going in that direction that we're gonna end up. And I hope we see the X-Men. I hope we see Fantastic
God.
Four. Like,
Let's
I'm
hope.
super excited for that. We need to see them in the MCU.
Yes,
There's so many
we need
awesome
it.
stories that revolve around them.
We need
and
it.
We're just not tapping that. Like,
Absolutely
you know,
true. We need
that-
it.
I
so-
just need a Blade appearance. I just need to see Blade.
Yeah.
I just need to see Blade. I
Well,
watched
we
the
heard
original
him.
Blade the other day.
We heard
We
him.
did
At the end
hear
of
him.
Eternals.
We did hear
Yep,
him.
we heard Mashallah at the end of Eternals. I just hope we don't have to wait long to see him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna. I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do at the end of this one, like the after credits.
Oh yeah, there's. My understanding there are two of them.
Yeah.
There are two
Oh,
end credit
Jesus.
scenes, so we're gonna have to
Very
stick
cool.
around a little bit afterwards to
I'm-
see what happens. But you know they won't disappoint. They
No,
won't be
no.
like Venom and or Morbius in the credit scenes. Absolutely not.
Oh,
All right,
no.
look, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get Brandy on here. We're gonna talk some Uncharted movie, and we're also gonna talk about what's coming ahead on Saturday for Comic
Yes.
Book Day.
Oh, biggest free comic book day ever.
It's gonna be wild. We're
Ever.
gonna have plenty
Yes.
of details. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
And we're back. And as you can see, we are now being joined by Steve's better half, Brandy.
Hey guys.
Brandy, the one who encouraged Steve to be, hey, look, we're going to sell shit on stream.
Hey, look, we're going to knock down a wall.
And we're knocking down walls. And you know what? The dude's right. We're going to put a barcade on top of this place.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Well,
I can't wait for that.
I'm telling you, it's going to be hype.
I'm excited.
Brandy, we are really, really happy to have you here as well.
Oh, thank you.
We thank you again for letting us set up shop here. I apologize again 1,000 times for
No.
the technical difficulties for a late start, but
No.
we appreciate it. We're having a blast talking to you guys.
Awesome.
How long have you
Yes.
been into the comic books and the collectibles and all that jazz? Like, what is your motivation being involved in this?
Yeah.
Like, at what point were you like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. So I grew up loving books.
Sure.
We moved all around the country. Both my parents. So books were my thing. And then when I was way too young, probably about, someone handed me a Spawn comic.
Oh,
God.
And
wow.
that- yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Talking-
that did
yeah.
it. Yeah. So first came Spawn, and then I started to get into a little bit of the other Image stuff
Sure.
coming out, and then the superhero stuff. Wonder Woman, my thing. But honestly, once Walking Dead hit, zombies,
Yes.
like Robert Kirkman can tell a story. And Walking Dead was my thing. That was it. I
Yeah.
was into graphic novels from there on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Tone, you've got some interesting thoughts on Robert Kirkman.
When it talks to the TV series now to the comics and the graphic novels,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch a TV show.
No.
See,
Oh, okay,
see,
okay.
See,
No.
see.
She probably feel a little bit differently
See?
about Robert Kirkman
No,
when she's on the TV
no,
show.
no. The graphic novels are amazing.
Yes.
Okay,
Not the TV
okay.
show.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
She's a book over the show. Okay,
Yeah.
I dig it.
Respect that.
So The Walking Dead got you into it. Now, when you came over to Coy's Comic, when you came into here, and obviously the pandemic hit, you were obviously encouraging to Steve about, hey, look, let's do this. I mean, was that something you just thought of right away, or were you brainstorming? Because obviously the pandemic changed things for a lot of people, businesses, and everybody had to adapt, and unfortunately, a lot of businesses didn't survive that.
Right.
But what caused you to think, hey, look, let's try? I mean, did it come to you right away, or were you just like, or did it take a while to think about? Because I'm sure once the pandemic hit, a lot of people were like, fuck, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? And then to have the presence of mind to sit down and be like, what can we do? And you utilize something like Facebook, social media, to do those live streams. That's really good. What kind of inspired you to get to that?
Yeah, so I come from an academic background.
Mhm.
I was a college English instructor.
Oh, cool. I'm an idiot. So awesome. Cool. Connections.
So
Can't confirm.
So I'm used to more of an environment of collaboration.
Sure.
And like, what can we all do to be better and to share, which is not necessarily like automatically a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's competition is the way.
Yeah.
So I met other retailers that around the time of the pandemic, the shutdowns happening, I was watching the news and I was like, Steve, we got to do stuff. and he was like, it's not going to come here. And then like 2 days later, we're like, and we're shut down. So I was talking to some other folks had come up with the idea before me, the Comic Book Shopping Network, which I thought was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
But it requires you to really take a leap of faith.
Sure.
And in essence, sharing, you invite your customers to watch you there, and in exchange, you see other customers who are there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be really unafraid to take that chance and know that customers are going to stick with you no matter what, even as you go into this, and know that your customers they're going to watch other shows, they're going to buy comics there, and you have to go, you know what, that's okay, because we're sharing, this is a collaborative environment, and we know what we do well,
right?
Yeah.
And it's that customer service. We try to like hit the peak of that. We try to take care of everyone we know.
Yeah.
So in that sense, like when we got into this, we reached out to a few people who had been, asked them lots. And just went, okay, here we go. And then kind of figured it out. And I have to say, if you look at those early shows, which please do not.
I'm watching them tonight.
Right.
Please never go back and watch those shows. But it's completely different. Like, we have done so many different iterations, and we have tried our best to figure it out over the years now, which is crazy to think because it feels like yesterday. But it's been a lot of trial and error.
And see, I think the one thing that I like what you guys did, by doing this on Facebook, obviously you have a local community, you have a local following.
Yes.
And that's kind of like what we're doing with Banter and Babble is like, instead of trying to hit the home run by going national and pushing your stuff on all these goofy outlets where it's basically just, you're either a big dog or you're a little dog. But when you sit there and you build up and you reach out to your local members and you build up your community from the inside out, it can be more self-sustained. Like, you can actually rely on them, and they can rely on you. Like, oh, look, they're making an effort to reach out to us. Now, obviously, you guys ship, and that's awesome locally. And a lot of people think, well, okay, but the fact that anybody else can, when your views start growing and people start sharing, you have people from outside the local community who are like, oh shit, they're selling stuff. Yeah, let's watch this, and now you can ship. It's always awesome to just grow naturally from the local community. And obviously you guys have like almost 3,000 followers on Facebook. You have a strong community. You have a lot of people who are going to tune into those live sales. And that's the best way to adapt. I mean, seriously, I would have never thought about that, dude.
I told you, man, when I first realized what they were doing, I was blown away. I was instantly I would have never thought that anybody would think of that.
Oh.
And you guys adapted to that as fast as you could, and kudos to that, because honestly, in the end of the day, like you said, you've seen people that have shut down in the same stores, similar maybe even, we've seen all the different types of businesses shut down during that weren't able to adapt, and some just didn't have that ability. But you had the ability, you saw that, and like you said, you took a leap of faith and you did it, and you come out of it, and you might be stronger because of it. It sounds like even.
And I mean, this is probably
think so.
at this point, it has to be lucrative enough to like even when we're out of the woods, and and who knows when that's going to be? Who knows when we're going to be out of the woods? But at the same time, this is lucrative enough to when we do get out of the woods, you can continue to do this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're going to have your local people who are going to be like, okay, cool. I'm more comfortable with going out. I'm okay with this. I'm going to go out. Things are getting better. But you're always going to have your audience who is just like, you know what? Even though I'm close, this is more accessible to me.
Some people are more comfortable.
It's more comfortable, but it's also more convenient.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
have to go to the store. I'd love to go to the store. I mean, it's fucking great. But I can just sit home in my fudgies and just sit down and be like, I'm going to buy $300 worth of stuff during the live stream.
Wait, in your what?
My fudgies. That's what my dad used to call his undies. He used to wear white tails. He called them his fudgies.
Was it because of the streaks?
Because of the streaks, baby.
Fair enough.
Because of the streaks.
I bet the apple didn't fall far from the tree.
No, my wife, she's a saint. She does a lot of cleaning and scrubbing.
And he buys a lot of bleach.
Something to working with all men. Also,
I'm telling you, you know what? Behind every behind every
Cheers
guy
to the
is a disgusted
conversation.
woman.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
It sounds like
He's
it.
not
I know,
wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It is TMI,
Oh.
but it's the truth, Tricky. I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay, my wife does a great job at keeping me clean. She's really, really good.
Luckily, their Sam's card gets them like bleached by the pallet.
She's working extra hard because working from home the last 2 years. I've developed some shitty habits.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
like maybe
Literally.
shower by noon.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
would.
like,
I would.
dude, it was hilarious. I think after about a month, this is so bad. I can't believe I'm admitting this on the stream. After the first 2 months of the pandemic, it was a Sunday, and my wife goes, I washed 2 pairs of boxers. And I was like,
That's
what?
it.
I was like, shut up. No, it really? And I was trying to think, I was like, oh fuck yeah, man! I didn't even fucking
Checks out.
Right.
Yeah.
Crash. I didn't say it was.
Guilty.
I didn't say it
Guilty.
was okay. I'm just saying that's what she said to me, and it just dawned on me. I was like, man, I probably should fucking change my clothes a little bit
Oh,
more.
no.
Because honestly,
Yeah, do you do a smell test? That's a great question.
dude,
Do you do a
I
smell
would
test?
wake up, walk to the computer,
Wake and
go
bake.
to work,
Yeah,
wake
right.
and bake. Walk to the computer, do my job, log off. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just go sit downstairs and play video games, go to bed. Next day, wake up, go back to work. I know everyone's fucking judging now. Oh man!
Did you at least because you can go 4 days on a pair of boxes if you flip them inside out opposite days.
No, bro,
There was no flipping.
dudes.
No,
I mean,
there's definitely no flipping. There's
This guy.
now everyone in the chat is super
Yeah.
fucking clean.
This
Grow up.
guy. Oh, that's where you do the smell test from.
That's the smell
Okay.
test.
All right.
I can relate. That's me.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. There are
Yeah.
times where
That
I would.
has happened.
I will sit there, and that's
Yeah.
when I was like, okay, I need to start being a little bit more productive in terms of like hygiene. I'd
Yeah.
be sitting there working, I'd be like, man, what fucking I'm like, and I'm thinking, are the windows open? Is it hot out? No, it's January, and this is just me smelling like shit.
I'm
like,
really
okay.
glad that as an adult, that's what it took for you. I'm glad to know that.
Just a global patient.
Normally, I like
Right,
to
yeah,
wallow in my
yeah.
own filth, but apparently, even I have a limit, and I
Yeah.
found it, and it's after
Yeah.
like 6 days. So
Jesus. She just
Well.
when his wife makes dinner, she just throws it in the sink. He just runs upstairs and starts eating.
did you see a Prime ass? Prime
Yeah.
says, you still got those boxers or so? How much would you sell them for?
I told him that he needs to check the merch store.
Yeah.
Right, the
Yeah.
Stream Elements merch store
Yeah,
for dirty
that's
undies.
A thing.
Ugh.
That's a thing. That could do.
Not normally for middle-aged men.
Okay, look, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna
Sitting
get this
there.
show back on track before
Yeah.
everyone gets super judgy.
I'm sorry. You said fudgies, and I had to ask.
it's a grandpa dad thing, man. Okay, it's
Took us
all,
there. That was,
Yeah.
That's on you.
It is on me. I
it
do.
is
I should.
on you. See, I mean, that's what it could mean. Maybe that's what it meant.
That-
maybe you just assumed the
That
worst.
downs. Well, I should have
And
known.
maybe you should fucking grow up. Okay. Now, obviously, This, obviously, we're super excited about tomorrow, going to see Doctor Strange.
Super excited.
But the big thing that we're here for,
Yes.
that we're here to promote and talk about, is a day that is starting to gain a little traction.
yes.
A little
People are starting to get really excited about Free Comic Book Day. This is not a local thing. This isn't a
Right.
regional thing. This is a nationwide thing.
Yes.
Free Comic Book Day is this Saturday, and you guys aren't fucking around.
We're not.
You guys aren't digging
We're
around.
not.
What is going on this Saturday
This
at
is
Coy's
our
Comics?
biggest. So first of all, this is our biggest event of the year.
Biggest
hands
event of the
down,
year.
hands down. But this is our biggest event ever. So, like every year, we try to outdo the previous year, and it was tough because last year, Free Comic Book Day happened in August because we were all shut down and comics weren't shipping, and we couldn't have it. So, what we decided to do collectively, was August. Well, it's back on track. It's back at its regular time, and we have gone. So
Here's what we got.
yes. So we're trying out. This is our first year. We're going to have door prizes. The first 10 people in line are winning prizes.
Darren will be in line number 1.
No, honestly,
Darren's probably out there right now.
Yeah,
Let me
I
go
know.
look.
there's a special clause that it's one prize per family specifically because of Darren. We were like,
Good job, Darren.
we were
Ruin
like,
it for
Darren
everybody.
has 3 amazing children who all come in here, and
Uh-huh.
we love each of them. And we were like, but they're getting one prize collectively. So,
Mhm.
so we love you, Darren, and your entire family. But that clause
Wow.
is the Darren clause.
Darren Claus.
Yes. But the
amazing.
first 10 people are going to win prizes. The first prize, the first person in line through the door.
I got kids to feed, he says.
I love it. I love it. So the first person through the door gets a $250 gift card plus,
Damn.
yes, one of every Free Comic Book Day book. Released this year.
Wow.
Yes.
Really? Damn, okay.
And we're almost as excited about that as we are.
That's a
gift cards.
hot
Yeah.
first item. But I'm looking at the
Yeah.
other items. These are all pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good items over there.
So there's gift cards, there's Free Comic Book Day bundles. We're super excited about every prize. We think it's awesome. And we try to do our best, so there's that. And then because the pandemic has been so excellent to us, we've done the live shows for so long now. Some of our best customers are our shipping customers. We give a shout out to Dustin. We give a shout out to Sam. People like Pam, people like Nacho. I want them to know, they're so important to us. So we said all of our shipping customers get entered into a raffle as well.
That's
Dope.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we'll have some amazing prizes just for being here, just for being with us. And then to top that off, we have the best sale of the year.
Ooh.
Our back issues are going to be 40% off.
40% off.
Plus, we have a rewards program. If you're a free rewards member, you earn points and you get to redeem your points. So there's an extra added incentive to that as well. Everything in the store is on sale that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty
so
dope. Now, what
excited.
else is going on? I mean, it's not just reserved to what's going on in the store.
Yeah.
You got other stuff going on everywhere.
That's tip of the iceberg. So we have more cosplayers than we have ever had before.
Really?
We have, so each year we do our best to get the 501st here, but they're in such demand.
Yeah.
So they're all over the place,
Mhm.
But this year, I think go first here.
Oh,
at our
I bet
store.
Crazy Dan gonna be here.
Yes, we're
Dan's gonna
super
be here.
excited.
Yeah, right.
Dan is
Dan.
our family.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's my boy.
Dan, we have Fireball.
Dan's the reason we have Fireball.
Dude,
Yes.
so I've known him for a long time,
Yeah.
and that man can he's the one that got me into Fireball.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
the one that got me into
He'll
Fireball
do
too.
that.
He will
That's
do
a
that.
Dan thing.
He will
Yeah.
do that.
That's
yes.
the power of Dan.
It is. It's also a 501st thing with the Great Lakes Garrison, the local Great Lakes Garrison. Yeah, the Fireball is a thing, and Dan is the driver.
We're gonna have to get more
Yeah.
Fireball.
Oh boy, that's exciting. Sorry.
So we're gonna have more cosplayers than ever before.
Cosplayers.
We've got Spider Punk. We've got Moon Knight. We've got Spider Man. We're
Damn.
super excited.
That's hype.
We're going to have out
Food
front
truck.
with the best Cajun food. Now, my family is from, and this is the
She said
best
Cajun food.
food
Shit.
Really?
ever. Like, you can't get this in Michigan except for from this.
Oh shit!
Yes, Tyler T-Buds, shout out.
I have the worst schedule on
Yes.
Saturday. I'm coming here for a fucking food truck. A Cajun food truck?
Yes, it's totally worth it. So with people lining up outside the door just to get in at 9 a.m., which by the way is like rough for. That's like normal wake up time.
Right.
For
On a
us,
Saturday.
That's like 4 a.m. What?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a struggle. But Tyler will have his food truck going with breakfast that day.
Breakfast too?
Yes. T-Buds.
What kind of breakfast? What can you do for a Cajun breakfast?
I don't know.
If it's like
whatever
a
it is,
spicy omelet or a spicy
whatever it is,
breakfast burrito?
even if it, yeah.
Cajun breakfast burritos.
Shut up.
God damn it! Do you think my kid will care if I just don't show up to his baseball game on Saturday morning? I'm just gonna tell him, hey man, Daddy's got the shits. I can't make it to your game.
This
Right.
is the day. This is the day to disappoint your kids.
Yeah, of your fudgies.
Yeah.
Of your fudgies.
My wife is gonna clean my fudgies, and I'm gonna be on the couch for a week if she finds
Right.
out that I turned down a baseball game to come get some Cajun food. But Cajun breakfast burrito?
Yeah. So to top that off, so that's where our morning crowd, all day crowd cosplayers are here. We're going to have live bands outside from 5 to 7 p.m. That's Darren's lovely wife, Cammie, and her band are going to be out here. We're going to have the amazing Buzzben, Christine Scott
Yeah.
Sawyer, who are also customers. They have a fantastic set.
Yep.
So we're super excited for that. It's big this year. Plus, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't said this yet. Local artists here who come out and give free sketches. And we hope that if you do come out and love their work, you'll buy a commission. You'll commission something new from them because they're
Very
people.
talented.
Look,
Local
everything is on
artists.
sale here. Buy a sketch, you
Yes,
know?
buy a
Exactly.
sketch from them. Yes, they're
Get a
so
burrito,
amazing.
buy some stuff
Yes.
on sale, and get
Yeah.
a sketch of you eating the burrito. That's
Yeah.
a fucking complete day right there.
That's the thing about shopping local is like we do everything we can when we can to bring everyone we know and love
Local,
in.
baby.
Always.
So it's not just the amazing we have on staff, which I don't think Shane has gotten enough of a shout out. We'll talk more about Shane at one.
You guys
point.
have beaten Shane down, but I
Yeah.
also I think Shane sounds like a swell guy.
Shane is
He's a swell guy.
Shane helped us level up with our toys. Shane is one of the reasons, and Steve did say this, but like Shane is the reason that we have such an amazing collection of.
Is Shane an unsung hero?
Oh no, we sing him.
Oh, we sing his
him
praises.
plenty.
We sing his
Yeah.
praises.
He's a diva who got a $16 Starbucks today. So like, there's plenty
Damn.
of singing for Shane. It was $16.
Oh,
Shane.
Shane's already questioning the value of the gift.
Your drink cost $16, but I love you, and we got you that because we appreciate you. Yes, we did.
Quick question:
Yes.
is anyone going to drink this?
You go. No, that's
Hey.
all you.
I need a
all
cream
you.
pie in my life.
You fucking deviant.
Who drinks
Yeah.
Who drinks a? Can I curse on that? Yeah.
I just dropped 5
Okay.
F-bombs.
Who
Yeah,
drinks a fucking latte with 8 shots? You absolute diva.
dude, that's hot, bro.
8 motherfucking
No, that's
shots
hot.
of
That's
toasted
hot.
vanilla.
Shane, do
That's
your
why it
thing.
was $16.
Do your thing.
8 shots of what?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
But
Let's
I'm a-
Shane, do you, Shane?
Yes. Yes. But we love Shane, and so we
Shane,
got
you do
him
everything here. You do what you want. Drink
Yes.
what you want.
8
That's
shots of what though?
toasted.
Holy shit! You
Yeah.
are a
8 shots
Yeah.
of toasted vanilla?
I'm pretty sure he's just like
Injected into my
Yes.
veins.
who drinks?
Yeah, it's toasted vanilla.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But
It's not a
that
bad choice.
said, like I appreciate Shane.
I get it.
Shane is amazing, and Steve is right. So Steve never thought that he would trust shipping to anyone else, and then Shane came on board and took over that. And I call Shane lovingly. I call Shane Steve's work wife.
That's all.
Aw.
That, if that isn't loving, I don't know what is.
Aw.
Yeah, Shane is Steve's work wife. We basically are. Yeah, that's why I love Shane so
Shane
much.
Grevin says, "Live your best life, damn it! Just live your best life, bro."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You didn't update the
That's
table.
incredible.
Where's the invoice?
That's
you
incredible.
didn't clean this. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if people can hear.
They can't, but I'm listening.
So on Saturdays, after our Saturday show, I would invoice everything, and then you would ship everything, and we'd be here until 2 a.m. Yeah. And then we hired Shane. Yeah. But can you ship? Yeah.
I really wish
Oh,
you guys
yeah,
could
yeah,
hear all
yeah.
of this because it's awesome.
Shane,
This is
Shane-
incredible.
Shane, asked to take over
Shane is
shipping.
basically like Dignam from The Departed, Mark Wahlberg's character, where Martin Sheen's like, "I'm sorry, we just all have to adjust to his style." This is what Shane just shows up,
Shane
does his thing,
Does his
How's your
thing.
mother?
nobody questions him,
Yeah.
and he delivers
Yeah.
results.
Yeah.
Results.
He's basically
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg in The Departed.
Yes.
He just shows
Yeah.
up.
Yes,
He's the
he
Mark
is.
Wahlberg of the show. Yeah.
Say hello to your
I
mother
was
for
gonna
me.
say, How's your mother?
How's your mother?
So, but yeah, no. So
I didn't hear what he said.
Shane
I'm
is-
pretty sure Shane just said "fuck off" to
Shane
everybody,
is
so
amazing.
it's cool.
Shane frequently tells us to fuck off. So
See,
he's
that's
our,
the power of
he
Shane.
is he's our MVP all the time, every day. I appreciate him. He
That's
like
awesome.
Steve said, like it's not just that he like cleans, he takes in collections, he
Boom! I like what
cares.
Josie just said. With
I
a
said-
touch of red from Shawshank. He's a
Yes.
made man.
Yes.
He's a made man
Yes.
around here.
So I've said to Shane, I've said to Steve, like the thing about Shane is you have an employee who comes in and he's like, we need to order this. Excuse me, guys, this has been out for like days at Target. Like,
Get shit
hello,
done.
like order it. And you can't
Can't argue it.
you can't train an employee for like
No.
you can't pay them enough to be like
Dude, I love people who are blunt,
yes.
who come out and be like, "Hey, look, I know you run the joint,
Yeah.
but you need to fucking get on this."
But also be better. But it's not just that. It's not
Right.
just
Better.
that.
Right.
It's also it's like he cares so much that he wants this place to have all of the things that he
awesome.
wants to see.
He's
as a collector.
passionate.
Yes. And you can't like there's no
Price tag.
price tag except that
Gotcha.
he puts a price tag and it's
Yes, he
like-
does.
He's a smart man. You
Yeah.
got to
Yes,
put
he
a price
does.
tag
Yeah.
on everything.
We,
That's how you get a raise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop telling him how much I value him. Yeah.
Right.
My man knows what's up.
Got to go
Shane
get a
knows what's
$16 drink. First.
His
He knows
8
how to
shots
work
of
it.
toasted.
He
What was
knows
it?
how to work
Toasted
it.
caramel or
Toasted vanilla.
toasted
Yeah.
vanilla.
Oh, he's the most basic.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot.
He does. He does. He uses his power. He wields his power.
He knows his value.
Ruthless.
He
That's right.
knows his value.
As he
But you know
should.
what?
As he
Kudos
should.
kudos to those owners to understand that. You don't whereas like corporate America would be like, well, yeah, he's good, but he wants too much. Get him out of here and bring in somebody to work for peanuts.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You guys know, look, Shane's on top of shit.
Yeah.
He's got his own way of doing things.
Yeah.
He's got his own way of expressing
Right.
himself, but we know he's dependable.
Yes.
We know he's reliable, and we know he gets shit done.
And as a bonus, he
Yeah.
gets a $16 drink.
Yeah. And as Brad said, like, yes, so he does take the time to get to know what customers want. When we order
That's huge.
things, he says, you know what? We could sell one to so-and-so. So-and-so is going to want one for their collection. And I bet you that this person's going to need it too. And again, that's something that Steve and I have shared. One,
Yep.
you cannot train that. You cannot like
known
teach that.
Intuition. It's
It is.
intuition.
It is. It's a gift. And I work hard every day. Steve works hard every day, hoping that we can like give him more. Pay him what he's worth.
Well, you got him a $16 drink. I think that's pretty good.
Cuddle
don't-
says, "Man, I
Yeah.
am B&B
Right.
Shane, and I never get a coffee."
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
get Screwball. I'll buy you
Yeah.
a fifth of Screwball.
Starbucks. Starbucks every fucking day.
Starbucks.
So
Oh, he
listen,
gets a high quality
listen.
shit. Oh man.
We Uber eated it.
No big beans for this guy.
We might be in hot mic'd. Let's get this.
Yeah.
Let's get.
Oh,
Let's get hot
shit.
mic. I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
Here you go.
Put some B&B first. Come on.
I have
Here, shit.
the
The world can't hear
receipts.
you.
Set the
I
record
have
straight.
the receipts.
Yes, but it was not on purpose. I do not order $16 drinks on purpose. I took off the vanilla syrup
Yeah.
and added my normal pumps of the toasted, and they decided to charge that amount for the pump.
yeah, it was-
Sounds like a prima donna
Yes.
drink.
Right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 95 cents per shot of toasted vanilla. $1.15
I'm sorry, when
per
you have to
shot
explain all that,
of
that's prima
espresso.
donna, but that's okay.
Yes.
You earned it, Shane.
That's right, and that's what I said. That's what I said. You're a diva, but we still love you.
You're worth that $16 drink.
That's right. That's right. And
That's
why
right. That's
I
right.
don't mind ordering you a $16 drink, you entire basic. Like, I love you though, so it's okay.
Borgo says Shane is a cheap date. Ooh, well, okay then. Well, there you go. Darren says they're going to make you turn in all your black clothes for talking like that, Shane. Ooh.
He is wearing orange today.
He is wearing. He's very. Well,
Unusually.
he's got black pants, but he's got the orange. and it's-
Hunter
I mean, he looked good.
Yeah.
He looked good. Oh man.
Yeah. Shane does
Dude,
have quite the
expansion.
wardrobe.
This
Shane's
is not the
clothing
first
line.
time I've heard this
Dude.
discussion either. This is what's funny about
I'm
it.
just saying Shane's clothing line would be an expansion in the store. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Right. The power be
There's
out.
no lights
It
back
was
there.
right,
No,
right,
it's
right.
just Shane's
The power was
clothes.
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
All
great.
right, let's reel back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk about obviously Comic Book Day. What time does it start?
9 a.m.
9. Darren's gonna be here at 7 or
Probably.
So
5.
Darren said he was swinging through and he was gonna
Swinging
like
through.
see if people were in line at 7. People are gonna be in line. I think my guess is people are gonna be in line the night
I hope so.
for the $250
Hey, look,
gift.
that
if
would
there
be
can be
hype.
people in line for I Heart Mac and Cheese,
Yeah,
y'all are gonna $250. Are you
that's
kidding
what
me?
I'm saying.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Get out here, sit in line, get some awesome stuff at Free Comic Book Day. What's that?
Should offer free mac and cheese for the year, yeah.
listen.
Free mac and cheese for the year.
If you break
That
it
is
down,
good
so I
incentive.
did this after mac and cheese.
Oh, she
I
did
was like-
math.
I said it was like one comic a week, every week for the year. We kind of out. It was like one bowl of free mac and cheese per week for the year, and I was like, we could do comics per week for the year. Would we say it's free comics for the year, but it's actually 3 comics per week? And I was like, and divide one and carry the floor. Okay, we can do this. Yeah, let's do it.
That's
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
math.
Wow.
My,
Yeah.
fucking, my head hurts. Stop
Yeah.
it.
We did 250. Make it simple.
That's
Yeah.
real simple.
Yeah.
But
real simple.
that's great though. That's huge prizes. That's
We're excited.
and I
yeah,
mean,
that's
Yeah.
huge.
and the stars are seriously aligning. I mean, obviously, again, I'm not saying COVID is completely gone, but we're at a point where a lot of people are in a position where they can come out, something like that. We're going to have great weather.
Yes.
It's supposed to be one of the nicer weekends we've had in Michigan in a while. We're supposed to have 65-degree weather.
Okay.
It's going to be sunny.
Yes.
We're going to have a food truck.
Yes.
We're going to have music.
You're just hailing the gods.
Dude,
to
this,
just curse
oh,
us.
well, see, that's the thing. Like, yeah, right now they're like, yeah, 65 and a
Yeah.
great day. We're going to have a fucking snow on
Yes.
us.
Right, Michigan.
But it
Michigan.
doesn't matter because people are going to be hyped about it. There's so much value, so
We're
many
so
sales.
excited.
There's going to be food. Even if it
Yeah.
snows, the food truck guy is going to keep you toasty with
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cajun chow. You're going to have music here. I love the fact that you guys are doing this, man, because you guys are doing it big. This is an opportunity because, like, look, in Michigan and everywhere, people are looking for something to get out of the house
Yes.
and go do.
Yes.
You're going to have sales. You're going to have prizes. You're going to have artists. You're going to have music. You're going to have food. Nice weather. This is one of those things where people are like, dude, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
go to Koi's Comics.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Get around the awesome new store. Check out the
Yes,
toys.
check it
Check
out.
out the deals.
Yes.
It's fantastic, man. I mean, and that's. I hope to God this place is completely packed. I hope the cops show up and say you got too many people here.
They probably will once the band starts.
I'm
They'll
sure
probably
they
be like,
will, but that's okay.
Yes.
Because it just shows the reach that you guys have. It shows the community you guys
Right.
have, and it
Yes.
shows how much people appreciate what you guys are doing to give back to the community. It's going to be
Yes.
hard.
And
So the free comic books
No, please,
The free
this is
comic
about
books,
you.
that's the thing. They're free.
They're
so come
free.
in, like we take care of those. And I think a lot of people don't know this, but like we pay for those because we want to give them away. Every comic book shop that you go to for comic book day, if you're not local, go out for free comic book day.
Yes.
And
Bounce
just-
around to all of them.
Yes. And also like buy a book while you're there, buy a toy, because
Spend some money.
comic book
Mhm.
shops are doing this to continue to promote comics, because we love comics. We want to put them in your hands, and this is a great way for you to kind of sample and try new things out.
Mhm.
And I have to say that this year's selections, we did a TikTok video of like all the different books out. They're amazing. We're so excited about them.
Awesome.
There's so many different interests covered. If you like horror, if you like mysteries, if you like fantasy, if you like superhero stuff, like go out and like find a book for you.
Awesome.
Josie Wells, Donald Gibb voice, nerds.
Yes, we are.
That's
I
right.
actually watched it the
Damn
other day. It
right.
was on
Yes.
TV. So can I walk
Yes.
in here on Saturday and find like the most expensive $700,000 comic? Like, I want this for my free comic, or is there a selection? Because I will come in here and be like, I'm gonna be a skeezix and
Yeah, you are a
take the
scumbag.
hottest thing up the shelf. Can I walk out here with this?
That is sort of like a misconception. So I'm glad
I
you
believe it
asked that.
is.
Yes.
I believe it is.
So it's not any free comic. It's your free
Shane,
comic.
don't hit that camera. It's a shitty one, but just don't hit it, okay? Yeah, that one's trash, bro. You can actually, apparently, this one's trash. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So not every free comic is free. There's a selection from publishers, and it's usually kind of kicking off a brand event or storyline to get you into what they are going to be publishing.
Dig it.
But that said, it's usually a full comic, which is considerable. Like 32
Yep.
pages of story is amazing, and we're so excited to offer that.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't get one, you get 3. If you're a regular with us, if you're a superhero or a legend, you get 5, and that's for each person in your family. So everybody comes in, you know, the husband, the wife, the kids.
Yep.
Like that's 12 free comic books. Like come in, check
That's
them
dope.
out.
See?
Yeah.
Gotta come in.
Yes.
That's dope.
You gotta come in.
So, Saturday, 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
You should probably be in line the night before if you want those
Yeah.
hot prizes.
If you want the prize.
And what time does it go till?
We're here until 7.
Till 7. That's
Yes.
the soft close time,
That's
or is that the
soft
hard close?
That's the soft close. So previous years, you know, it definitely kind of dwindles. 'Cause
Sure.
people are coming in.
I think it's going to be different this year.
They're getting the sale and
Yep.
everything. But this year, we're going to have the bands going until at least 7. We're going to be here. The food truck's going to be here. I'm going to be here. So check us out. Like calm down. I think there's going to be a little bit of like a parking happening. So yeah, no.
Who?
But that's a
Yeah.
secret. So, yeah.
No, it sounds awesome. I'm really
I'm
excited to for you guys. We hope it's a monster. I'm gonna try to get out here with the kids. I know I got baseball and soccer and all that lame ass shit, but I'm gonna try to get out here just to get out here for the food truck, pick up a couple comics for the kids. I know there's a couple of books that I see that I know my oldest would lose his fucking mind over.
Would.
Yeah.
The
You need to bring
the
him in.
Godzilla stuff. I
You
know
gotta bring him in.
he's gonna be hyped. I don't even care if it's a
Mhm.
part of the free comic or not. I'm gonna grab one of those for him because I know he's
Yes.
gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, y'all. It's gonna be wild.
Mhm.
These are great people. It's a great business. They have an amazing store. I'm not even joking. I was here a month ago before it was expanded, and now that it's expanded, it's incredible. It looks amazing, and it's all. I remember Tom when we walked in here, I was like, man, they have so much shit in here. They have so much stuff in this all series. Now that it's opened up, you can appreciate more of
It's-
it. It's not like you're not like
Unreal.
It's just you're
It's
naturally
unreal,
going through.
yeah.
They
How
have
far-
a lot of awesome stuff in here that you guys and girls are gonna want to see. It is really awesome. Saturday, beautiful weather, good food, good music, good community of people. You're gonna want to be here
Definitely.
for free comic book day.
Come support if you're local.
Yeah.
Support if you're local.
Yeah. And come see Odin.
We
That's
have
right. Come see Odin.
we have to discuss. Go to the first topic.
Oh.
Where I think I have a scene. I do have a scene. It worked. It worked. We're going to talk a little bit about the Uncharted movie.
Okay.
Brandy, you are the
I'm
guest of
stoked.
honor.
I'm
I want to
stoked.
get your thoughts.
Yes.
This is Uncharted movie, obviously based on the Uncharted line of video games from
Yes.
PlayStation. It stars Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. We have Mark Wahlberg as Victor Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully. We have Antonio Banderas, which was as Santiago Mikado,
It's like a win-win.
and Sophia Ali as
I'm game.
Chloe Fraser.
Right.
Is directed by Ruben Fleischer, who is
Right.
responsible for Zombieland, which I love. Zombieland's amazing.
Oh, yes.
He is
yeah.
responsible for the Zombieland movies as well as the first Venom. So, to win some, you lose some.
It's okay.
But
Cool.
Brandy, I want to get your initial thoughts,
Okay.
your initial reaction after
Yeah.
sitting down and watching Uncharted.
Yeah, this was like a super awesome, decent adaptation of Tomb Raider. I loved
Oh,
it. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow.
That's right. I
Bold.
went there.
That's
I went
bold.
there.
That's a good
Yes.
perspective.
Yeah. So I only played a little bit of the first Uncharted
Sure.
game. I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan though.
That's fair.
So I should have played Uncharted 4. Like I should have just skipped to it, probably.
No,
It's a
absolutely not.
pretty
Absolutely not.
No.
One,
Yeah,
two,
it's
I mean,
worth going through the
Okay.
whole
2,
thing.
3,
They're
4
really
are
good.
all
So
excellent
we
games.
tried. Like we started. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
What?
Uncharted was super good.
Uncharted's really good.
So the only reason we really stopped was because like life. Like
Life.
we liked that first game, and I compare it to Tomb Raider because it's got that whole
That
like
makes sense.
puzzle adventure
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have to say this, in my opinion, this movie was super fun. Tom Holland
Mhm.
is amazing and super adorable and fantastic.
He is an adorable guy.
Yeah.
Mhm. I agree with that.
He's
He is-
adorable.
he is.
But overall, I
He's a
mean,
little-
you enjoyed the movie. You had a good time with it. I mean,
did. You know, it's got its cheese. It's definitely,
Mhm.
it's got its like. So I don't think crates would do that falling out of a plane kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But, you know, you
Yeah.
got to go with it. Like any comic book fan, you go.
they're
into
trying
the
to be
movie-
they're trying to be respectful of the source material. Obviously, that's a huge scene in Uncharted
Mhm.
3. The plates
Mhm.
out of the crane or the crates out of the plane. It's a big part of that game.
Mhm.
It's one of the most iconic events of all the games in general. So yes, for them to implement it that way, I mean, it was important to do so. And yeah, it was definitely exciting. But before I get into my thoughts on it, Tone, I'm going to roll over to yours as well.
Listen. I thought it was a fun movie. I went in with real low expectations. There was a lot of both sides of it saying, I mean, it did more money than they expected.
Okay.
So
Obviously,
a lot of people
we-
enjoyed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were also like, well, here's our issues, and it kind of took us out of it. So I will say the CGI was a little overdone, and it definitely was very apparent and definitely took me out of the film a lot of times. That said, I was surprised on how much I actually did end up just kind of liking it. Like,
Mhm.
it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was surprised by that. Tom Holland was, for all intents and purposes, for a younger Drake, you know, I can't think of a lot of people that could probably play that role.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably Mark Wahlberg was definitely the most, like, for me, the most disappointing because as knowing the character Sully, like, I wanted to see the stash. I wanted more out of that character. I don't feel like he ever really felt like Sully until they were both in that helicopter at the end. And they did that little interaction back and forth. I'm like, that's Drake and Sully. That actually finally fit. It only took an hour and a half to get there.
right,
But
right.
that was the only point where I felt like they had that kind of really good chemistry. But yeah, like, honestly, overall, like, I was surprised on how I thought I was going to hate the movie. And I didn't hate the movie.
Yeah.
And like I said, I did enjoy it. Like, was it a great movie? It wasn't a great movie. Was it a bad movie? I think that's up for debate. I think showing that it made what it has made, and the amount of people who have enjoyed it, it makes sense because guess what? I did kind of enjoy it. There's just some things I take,
Guilty pleasure.
yeah, there's some
Yeah.
things I take issue with it, and it was definitely the CGI was the biggest piece of it. Like, I didn't hate Mark Wahlberg as Sully, I think, as much as you did, dude.
I would
But
say hate's a strong word.
hate is a strong word, but like just didn't fit that. But
Hey,
again, until the end,
Don't trust anybody.
that's right.
How's your mother?
How's your mother?
How's your mother?
How's your
Say
mother?
hello to your mother for
Say
me.
hello to your mother for me. Yeah, no. So yeah, at the end of the day, I was surprised on how much I liked it. So
I thought it was an energetic movie. It had a lot of ambition.
Yes.
It had a lot of energy. But I do feel like the CGI was a major overkill. And I feel like CGI is such a difficult thing to implement into your movie.
Mhm.
Sometimes it can be very subtle. You know, I look at movies like Mad Max Fury Road. There's a lot of practical effects, a lot
Yes.
of practical stunts.
Right.
Obviously, there's CGI. There's certain things that they have to
Sure.
use CGI. But it's a point where I'm just not thinking about that's CGI.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm more on the edge of my seat, like, oh shit, this is fucking wild. And maybe it's the old curmudgeon in me. I look at the Indiana Jones, the more practical stunts. It's real, even if it's kind of hokey. Or if you go back and look at it, you're like, well, okay, they just sped up the video to make it look faster. The scene where he's underneath the truck, clearly it's sped up in certain scenes to make it look like it's super fast when they're going really slow. But at least I appreciate it because that's really a dude under the truck
Right.
doing a crazy-ass stunt.
Right.
And then I look at, even nowadays, like I mentioned Mad Max Fury Road, but even the Mission Impossible movies of late, that's Tom Cruise hanging off a plane. That's
Right.
Tom Cruise flying a helicopter.
Hanging off a cliff.
I mean, he's doing
Yeah.
he's doing some wild shit, and
Yeah.
these are practical effects. And when I see that stuff, I appreciate it. And again, maybe it's just because I grew up in an era where we didn't have CGI, and I appreciate the danger involved. Dude, when you sit there and read stories, 2 stuntmen killed on this movie, you're like, fuck, that's crazy. But obviously, you can't take those risks anymore to make the scenes happen. Tom Holland swinging off the back of a plane on crates.
Right.
2 ships getting hauled around by helicopters. While being faithful to the source material, I appreciate that. At the same time, it's just like, okay, I know this is fake. I'm watching. I'm not on the edge of my seat.
Right.
Hell, dude, I was actually just going back to look at The Living Daylights of Timothy Dalton. And there's a scene where he's hanging out the back of a cargo plane on some stuff. And you can tell that it is like the ground is like styrofoam pyramids or Egypt looking. But at the same time, I'm like, I wasn't thinking about that unless I focused on
Right.
it.
Yeah.
There's a whole sequence in Living Daylights. If you watch the video on YouTube, it's really impressive because it's practical, but at no point am I going, oh, dude, this is fake. I'm just like, oh, shit, man, there's Bond battling this dude. He's battling the big bad guy hanging off the back of a cargo plane.
Right.
Wherever I watch this, I'm just like, that's CGI. That's a green screen. And that does pull me out of it just a little bit.
Sure.
I'm not trying to nitpick. It's a fun movie. It's
It is
mindless.
actually.
And my other issue with it is they focus so much on that they don't really focus on the relationship of Drake and Sully. Chloe Fraser, I would have loved more backstory in her. Why the fuck is Antonio Banderas in this movie?
Really random.
When I'm like, okay, Banderas is the bad guy, let's go. He'll ham it up. He'll fucking chew up his scenes. And then, whatever happened, I'm just like, oh, really?
Yeah.
He did.
He
did
did,
play
but
a
it
good
was
bad guy.
just he didn't
Yeah.
get a whole lot of great scenes to real. I mean, he was
Yeah.
arguing with his
Yeah.
dad most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Oh, he
He
did.
always
He
had
had a
yeah.
good villain voice.
Why would you make material
Yeah.
and bring in Antonio Banderas?
Antonio
That's right.
Banderas.
That's right.
And it's just,
That's right.
it was a completely. I was just like, dude, why is he in this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he showed up, I was like, oh fuck, yeah, I forgot he's the
Yeah.
bad guy in the suite.
Yeah.
And then the movie plays out, and you're just like, oh,
He needed way more screen time.
way more. And like,
Way
I didn't
more.
like the way they handled his character. I was just like, dude, really? That's like the one big threat. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and they
So I'm curious. So, like, did you play all of the?
I did.
Uncharted?
I put all
We
of them.
both
Okay.
did.
And and I'm in the same boat as Tony. It goes back to the Halo conversation. As somebody who's played all of Halo, he understands what Halo is. And I do have some issues with this because Uncharted has always been kind of yes, it has exciting set pieces and crazy shit like that, but there's always been some really good story-driven elements. It's always been good character development.
Yeah.
The relationship, you talk about the relationship between Sully and Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there in the helicopter. I didn't think we saw anything like that until the end credits scene.
Right.
I was like, oh, now he's the Sully the banter back and forth. Yes, they allow these two. They have good chemistry. I will say that Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland have good chemistry. I just feel like Mark Wahlberg was given shit for material
Right.
to work with.
Like his
I mean,
writing.
they basically are improving their scenes together, and it's just like I would have liked to have seen just a more development between
He
the
got a
relationship.
whole cat.
Yeah.
He
got
did get a
whole
cat.
Cat.
Mr. What was it? Mr. what
Were
was it?
there?
There was one end credit scene.
We
No, actually, no,
didn't-
there might have been 2.
Oh, we failed.
No,
we
there-
gotta
there-
go back and watch
the
this.
one end credit, the one scene that I remember end credit scene was it sets up like it introduces a villain that's in Uncharted 2.
Ew,
Yeah,
no.
but I mean,
Totally. We
obviously,
totally didn't.
obviously, if you haven't played it, you're not gonna be like, oh shit. But I mean,
Sure.
watching out the scene and hearing the discussion, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's
Yeah,
cool. But at
yeah.
the same time, it was just like, I would have liked a little bit more focus on the story behind Drake and his relationship with Sully. I would have liked Chloe Frazier more fleshed out, and Antonio Banderas was completely wasted in this one. I was like, oh, dude, you have so much talent here, and you just kind of let it go. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's just the old curmudgeon in me. I love practical effects.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
on the edge of my seat action. I know CGI is always going to play a part in these movies, whether it's like subtle or a little bit here and there. But when I know that these people are standing against a green screen, it just takes me out of it. It takes me out of it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I felt like at the end it just felt kind of like Goonies a little bit.
And
like,
it's hard, dude. It's hard to do a practical
like,
thing where you have a helicopter carrying 2 ships on. It's hard to do that practically.
But do you mean that you think that the helicopter was not carrying an ancient ship across the ocean?
I mean, I know that it was pertaining to the story, but I know in
Just
real
so-
life, I was just like, yeah, this
Just
is
so
not
I
real.
understand.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, it was just like,
It was pretty.
you can just, yeah, like I said, there's a whole, and again,
That's
it's trying to be
exactly,
respectful.
exactly, yeah.
It's trying to be
Right.
respectful.
We had that thing. Yeah.
Right.
Josie Wells says, "You think they had to play the game and try to get a feel for their character?" Well, I mean, I do think so because Neil Druckmann was heavily involved with this. He played a part in overlooking things, so I do feel like they have an understanding of the games. But I think we're at that point, man, when we're trying to adapt video games, whether it's to TV shows or movies and stuff like that, you have to take into the fact that this is a core audience who are going to a movie to see excitement. And not everybody going to see Uncharted has played Uncharted 1 through 4. They're going there because, dude, this looks like Indiana fucking Jones.
Yeah.
Or Tomb Raider. I'm like, okay, cool. It's exciting. It's fun.
With Spider-Man.
As somebody who's played the games, I didn't feel like it was a total failure in terms of being faithful to the source material. It was just kind of lame how they didn't really explore the relationships between the characters. They focused more on the big events of the games than a lot of the scenes in the games that built up that chemistry between the characters.
See. Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's enjoyable. It's fine. But it's I do feel like obviously they have a franchise. It made a shit ton of money.
Right.
I hope they develop more. They focus more on that relationship between Sully and Drake. Going
Sure,
forward.
I'll say this too. In Sony's track record lately, I would rather watch this than all of Venom, Carnage, and Morbius. I'd rather watch.
I would
Uncharted
agree with
again.
that 1,000%.
Like, it might not be the most perfect story, and it was definitely enjoyable. The CGI was a little rough, but they did a better job of capturing the essence of those games than kind of some of the stuff they've done with those movies. I feel like, in a way, like it just, I don't know, the kind of thing that's been going on with these movies that Sony's been putting out is they're worried about the big stuff instead of the story.
Yeah,
like the story just
they're
kinda
all about
lacks,
that.
you know?
But at the same time, they know these movies make all that money at the theater,
They're
so they're just
making
like, look, we're gonna have our detractors. We're gonna have the guys who be like, man, this is not my idea of what it is. They don't fucking care. All they care about is the fact that, dude, a bunch of people paid a ton of money to see this
Sure.
movie.
Right,
Sure.
right.
We're going to stick
Yeah.
to this formula.
Yeah.
You and I go see Venom, we're like, dude, this is fucking stupid. What is going on? $350 million later, my opinion doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Sony's like, dude, we made $350 million on this movie, pumping that trash up because people love it.
So I guess that's the thing, right? Like, as a comic book fan, you want to see these well and be faithful.
Absolutely.
And so Marvel, Disney has been doing.
They do, and that's because they focus on the
Yes.
characters. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at Moon Knight. We talked about this before we went on the
Oh,
show.
man.
There's a lot of people who were kind of like, same people who were not super impressed with Eternals. Like,
Right.
oh, I didn't like Eternals because
Right.
we're not getting the explosions and the fighting. We're getting more exposition. We're getting more character development, explaining these characters. Dude, before Moon Knight was announced, ask me if I fucking knew who Moon Knight was. No idea who Moon Knight is.
Yes.
And I can tell you right now, if they would have jumped into this Moon Knight series and just done all action and not had episodes 4 and 5, which were fucking incredible in terms of character development, I would have been like, oh, okay, so Moon Knight kicks everyone's ass. How is he any different than any other supervillain? But the fact that they took the time to explain
Right.
the character struggle with DID and everything else,
Yeah.
I appreciated it more, and I thought it was much more effective in storytelling.
Right. And it captivated audiences because you had characters that were compelling.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's an interesting thing, though. So, like, being in the comic book store, you'll have people roll in and be like,
I'm not a fan of Moon Knight.
Right.
This show is not very good. Show is not my favorite. They've done much better shows.
And I have to say, like, Steve and I talk about that, of like a little bit spill the tea here. We judge folks who come in and say, like, okay, there's a particular kind of person who is like, I don't like Moon Knight.
Sure.
I'm not into Moon Knight. And I have to say, like, you don't have to have been a fan of Moon Knight to
Right.
appreciate Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It is, in my opinion, really rich show.
Yes.
Like some fantastic
Yeah.
The
character
Egyptian
development.
lore and
Yes.
the Egyptian the culture is
Yes.
phenomenal.
And it gave me a better understanding of Moon Knight. I'm relatively newer to superhero comics. So even though I own a comic book store with my partner, I came in here loving indie comics, Image Comics, all
Mhm.
kinds of like stories. And but the superhero lore, it goes back to the 1920s. And to catch up on that, to understand all of that, there's so much there. And so we have standing Moon Knight fans, Spider-Man fans,
Right.
who come in this with like feelings, and not unlike how you feel about Uncharted,
Mm-hmm.
and who say like, you know, this is sort of the way it should go. This is what I expect, and this is who this person is.
Mhm.
When we see that portrayed, I have to say, like, I look at that, I look at how Moon Knight portrayed, and Oscar Isaac, how he pulled that off, and I think like,
Incredible
this is
performance.
amazing.
Right.
I can't believe we have this in our
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
spoiled.
Like,
And
yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it. And I think that like getting exposed to that range too kind of shows you just how broad comics are, and,
Oh, yeah.
and what they like, what
The
they
themes that
entail.
they explore
Yes,
are just
which are
incredible.
so deep. And
Mhm.
and to say like universally that it is the stories behind those characters that
Mhm.
really grip people. It's not about how many people you kill or how many
The
buildings
massive
you level.
fights and boss
Yes,
battles.
yes,
It's
which
about the motivation behind the character. The
people
motive.
care about
What's
people.
driving
Yeah,
them
people
to
care
do
about
what they
people.
do.
Yeah. So like why? But why? And I think that's one of the brilliant things about Moon Knight, and one of the things that Marvel has understood from the
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I think we're getting pieces of that with DC as well.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
And
We're
Cuddles,
getting-
I never
yeah.
want you to keep your Moon Knight comments to yourself. We'll talk about Moon Knight more extensively next week once more people have to talk about it.
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah.
I said,
Be able
dude,
to watch it,
there's
yeah.
a lot of different perspectives on Moon Knight. There's a lot of folks who are going to feel differently about it, and I respect
Yeah.
that. We want to get your thoughts. We'll talk about it next week. For
Awesome.
sure, but no,
Awesome.
I like I said, Uncharted. I think it's an entertaining flick. It's okay. I do hope they can improve upon some things. Maybe push for more practical effects, more crazy stunts.
Mhm.
But overall, I mean, is it worth the watch? Sure. Is it something you're going to think about a week later? Probably not.
No.
But I will say it is a fucking testament to Tom Holland, because if he's not in this movie, I don't think this movie gets off the ground. I don't know if
He
it survives.
definitely-
He has that bravado, that charisma. He is an incredible actor, and he knows how to like encapsulate what makes a character so unique. He has those Nathan Drake tells.
Yes, he definitely has. He had the quirks. He was doing like the one-liners and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, which is a talent of the character. Hopefully the writing gets just a little tightened up on that, on some of those sort of things. But I mean, honestly, a second one comes out, would I go to see it in the theater? I'd probably debate it, honestly.
Hey
I know-
man, if it's as good as the second Uncharted movie, remember Uncharted when it came out, it had its detractors, and there were some issues with the story, the game
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
But when Uncharted 2 came out, that was like your game of the year.
Yeah.
They made
yeah.
they took what they learned from the first one, the
Yeah.
criticisms,
Sure.
and they said, "Look, here's what we need to do to tighten things up." And Uncharted 2 is one of the greatest games ever made. Like
Yeah,
it was that
so-
good, in my opinion.
I'm game. Like let's go. I'm cool with it.
Cool with it. All
Cool.
right, we're
I'm
gonna
cool
move
with
on to our final topic. We have kept them here entirely too late, but this is an important topic. This is a meme debate. Okay, now Brandy, and we're gonna get Steve involved here as well. We'll bring him on as well.
Yeah.
But a meme debate is where we take a topic, a meme of sorts, and I created this one just to piss Tone off. But a
You're
meme
Okay.
debate
Okay.
is where
Okay.
we throw you a scenario with a meme, and you have to decide what choices you're going to make. So
Okay.
let's go take a look at this week's meme debate
This is a really jerkily made one by a jerk.
by a jerk. Hold on.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
You guys hear that? You
I
guys
didn't
hear
it
that
in
shit?
my head, so it
If
said it,
not,
but yeah.
let me make sure that played for everybody, because that thing was fucking awesome. And I
Okay.
made that today for everybody because
Um,
I love my meme debates. I don't even know if that worked. Hopefully it did. But we have a meme debate.
Okay.
And here is our meme. There can only
Oh
be
my
3.
Goodness. Oh
Here
my
are
goodness.
a collection of trilogies. Take one.
Okay.
It's a meme
Okay.
debate. This
Okay.
is serious. Jesus, Tone.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting drinks, y'all.
Okay. So I can tell you that Alien has to stay.
No. Hold on. Let's
Okay,
go through the
okay,
list. Let's
okay.
go through the list of this meme debate.
Okay.
We
But also
have
Alien.
and now keep in mind, this is just a trilogy. I'm not including the 4th and 5th and all the shitty entries after the fact. Indiana Jones, the Star Wars, A New Hope, the original Skywalker saga. Next up, we have the Holy Trinity, because that is a trilogy. Damn it,
That is a trilogy.
The Rock, Face Off, and Con Air. Then we have the Toy Story trilogy.
I never thought about that.
It is a
Really is a
trilogy amongst
trilogy,
Nick
isn't
Cage aficionados. The Evil Dead trilogy. The Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. The Aliens trilogy. Tone's favorite, the Matrix trilogy.
Big fan.
The Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. The Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy. Back to the fucking Future trilogy. And the Bourne trilogy. Jason Bourne. Now, obviously, there were some things here that didn't make the list. Die Hard trilogy, Lethal Weapon trilogy. We have Mission Impossible. I would say 5, 6, and 7 were exceptional. Tone,
Yeah,
I'm gonna come over to you first, man.
no problem.
This is I tried to make this difficult for you, but you came
Wasn't.
up with it. You came up with
No.
a pretty
That's
fucking
simple.
fact. You had
I've
your
got this.
choices pretty quick.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and lastly, that will stay will be already forgot that third one.
Wow,
Did I drink too much?
wow, dude.
Aliens. Yeah, that's it. That's my
What was
three.
it again?
So Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Alien. That stays.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings.
Yes, and the rest
Alien.
The rest would have to fade into obscurity,
Fade in, I mean, never to be seen
never
again.
to be seen again. And that wasn't even a second thought when it come to Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Absolutely,
It was that locked in.
It was that those two were
A
for
Nick
sure.
Cage fan,
For sure,
you let
those
the
were
Holy
locked in.
Trinity go away
I just listen.
into the ether.
Yeah,
Hopefully Nick Cage isn't watching what kind of fucking scumbag you are.
he'd probably tell me to go fuck myself.
But no, if you're
Right.
watching right now, we want your thoughts. Look it over, think it over, and let us know what 3 trilogies survive this cut. It's tough. Tone goes with Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and
Alien.
Alien. Not even the fucking Matrix survived, dude.
That was tough. Actually, Matrix, and I would say Back to the Futures were kind of those thirds that I was kind of back and forth about, and then probably rounding that out would be the Nick Cage trilogy there. But I like Nick Cage came into my life very late. As a kid, it was all Star Wars. As a kid, it was a lot of reading Lord of the Rings, and Alien, honestly, quite early on too. So it just kind of how that fell. It's been
So-
ingrained in me for a long time.
Just so challenges, narrow this down.
You can choose 3. The rest
Okay.
are disappear forever.
Okay. Our,
Like-
our cat is. Our
Like-
ginger cat is.
Then you better think about this.
Yeah.
The rest as a trilogy, or the rest as in these 3 movies?
You can choose 3
independently don't
trilogies.
exist.
No, yeah, dude, you can choose 3 of these, and the rest of them disappear forever.
Right.
I'm not
Free
here to make things
talk,
easy for you,
man.
bro.
Listen, this is not hard for
Wednesdays
me.
are hard enough.
I'm sorry, that's not my job to make it easy for you.
Wednesday's hard enough.
I'm gonna move over so we can get Randy in here. Everyone scoot over so we got a microphone here that doesn't have the best range,
So
but
now we can fit us.
now
both
we can
in.
get it. Well, I mean, I didn't think about it that way. I need 4 mics for Christ's sakes.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
So Tone
Listen.
goes
You give me
Star
a
Wars,
taste.
Lord of the
You give me a
Rings,
taste.
and what was your third one? Alien.
Stop forgetting about Alien like that, because I'm too drunk to
Okay, we
remember
got
it.
a couple choices in here.
Okay.
Miss Rose says Indy, Toy Story, and the Cage movies.
Yeah.
It's bold. The Toy Story ones are actually really good. That was a tough one.
Wow.
Jay Hill says Cage, Back to the Future, and Batman.
Dang. Okay.
He
Okay.
goes with that. Let's see. Cuddle says, man, y'all might not expect this, but I'm torn on Toy Story so bad.
Wow.
The struggle is real.
Yeah.
Crash
Yeah.
says Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Spider-Man. I might swap Lord of the Rings for Indy because we got the books, but the movies are incredible.
Okay.
Listen.
Crash says Toy Story 3 makes me sob. Dude, the scene in the trash compactor.
Spoiler
In
alert.
the trash. Dude, if you ain't seen it, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh.
Dude, Toy Story 3, when they all start holding hands, dude, I remember I was like, shit, are they going to kill him?
Oh.
Because I'm like, why would you go to those lengths? When they start holding hands, I was like, oh my God, they're going to fucking die. I should have cried.
Because there's like
Yeah.
every single one of these movies, I'm going to say with the exception of the Bourne trilogy, which I'm gonna go on record and saying I've only seen the first Bourne movie.
Yeah, so it doesn't
I have
count
not
for
seen
you.
the other two Bourne movies.
The
my
Bourne
gosh.
movies, I'm gonna tell you right now, Supremacy and Ultimatum are fucking
No,
incredible.
and I've heard
they're
that. Brandy
amazing.
is.
I'm
I've
a
got to watch these
fan.
movies. We own them. I got.
I know
watch
Cuddles,
them,
no
but
RoboCop.
they're not. They do not hold a place in nostalgia of my life. But every single other one of these movies,
Mm-hmm.
maybe with the exception of the last Matrix movie.
But that's not included. We're talking about 1 through 3.
Okay,
We're not
the
included.
third Matrix.
We're
movie.
that's
Yeah,
like
third.
I didn't
Yeah.
include Die Hard because I didn't want to talk about
I didn't
a
include-
good
I
day to Die
don't
Hard.
mean the last Matrix.
Okay,
movie
okay.
Because I haven't seen.
You're
it,
talking
and
about
that
the
doesn't
actual
matter
because those
to me.
ones do suck.
I mean the third.
Fuck Tone.
Matrix
Those ones do
movie.
So
suck.
listen, but like, how do you, as an incredible horror fan, not go with Evil Dead? Like, how is that?
This
not
I
Evil
told you
Dead?
I didn't make this easy for a purpose.
No, you didn't
That's really hard.
at all.
So of the Evil Dead movies, Army of Darkness, the first one I saw.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, really?
And it holds a special
Yes.
place in my childhood because it was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This guy has a chainsaw for a hand.
That was my first.
Like there are tiny evil versions of him. There's an evil version of him that's grotesque and zombie like that is trying to kill. Like amazing.
Tell
right?
me you love Evil Dead without telling me you love Evil Dead. So it's
Right.
Evil Dead
Right.
1 year 3 to survive.
I'm.
I
okay.
need you to
Yeah.
choose right now.
Stressful for
So if I have to
Steve.
pick, okay.
These other you
All right.
choose
Pick your
3. The
three.
other ones are gone
if I have
forever.
to pick, what are you doing?
Whoa.
This is
I
not.
can't, and
I'm
I
not
can't,
here to be your friend. I'm here to make you
and I
make a
can't
choice.
pick
Very
three,
super stressed.
and I can't pick
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
individual
He does
movies.
this
I have
as
to
a
pick
trilogy.
them as
You
a
have to
trilogy.
pick them as a trilogy. I'm an asshole. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to make you make a choice. I'm a terrible person. Yes.
Are Sauron.
I am wrong.
You
Choose.
are Agent Smith.
That's one of yours.
Like the old guy, the knight
You're
in
Biff.
Last Crusade.
Oh.
Choose wisely.
He called you
I
a
am fucking
son of a
Biff.
bitch.
Yeah, why don't you make
Who's
like
the
a
bad
tree
guy
and get
in
out
the
of here?
Steve's struggling. Brandy, what do you think? Brandy, let's go to Brandy. Steve is having a hard time right now.
First. I'll come next.
So I was gonna say like, oh, this isn't hard, and then I kind of like settled in. And was like, oh, kind of hard, but it's still so it's a little bit easier for me because I just without a thought go Alien. Alien is the original. Aliens, even like superior. It's different. David Fincher is one of my favorite directors, so Alien 3, like that is the easiest number one
Damn, she dropped
pick
some
for
knowledge
me.
on
I
like that.
love the
Yes.
fact that she loves the Alien
Dude.
3.
Yes.
Dude, and,
Yeah.
and you know
Love
what?
that.
The thing that pisses me off that
Yeah.
had the studio let David Fincher make the fucking Alien movie he
Yes.
wanted to make,
Yeah.
probably would have been a lot better. I like Alien 3.
Yeah.
I thought it was good
Yeah.
because it was still his vision to a degree.
Yes.
But if the studio wouldn't have been like, oh, he only makes rock videos, he doesn't know shit about movies,
no.
Alien 3 would have been a lot
It
different
would
and
have
probably
been
a lot
amazing.
better.
So it's still really good.
Mhm.
You have to be
is.
patient with it. But for all my folks who are like Alien 3 sucks,
it doesn't.
let me just say 7 is
Sucked, but it could have been a lot better.
amazing. 7 is fantastic. If you like
Mhm.
Mindhunter,
Mhm.
if you like
Manhunter?
Mindhunter, which was the Netflix series.
Oh,
if
Mindhunter.
you
Okay,
like,
okay, yeah.
If you like 7, if you like, what was Zodiac? Like
Zodiac,
David
yep.
Fincher is amazing. So
You
the
can tell David
entire-
Fincher was the inspiration for the Batman.
Yes.
It's
Like,
not,
yes,
it's
he
like
was.
Alien
He
3
was,
wasn't
very
even
much.
directed by David.
Dude,
Shut your
they
face.
cut his nuts off so fast.
They did.
The studio got involved so quick and hammered it. And then I'm sure there was some validation when he made 7 and 7 came out and people, he was probably like, yeah,
Yeah.
See what happens when you let me make a fucking movie I want to make.
Right.
But the reality of it is Alien 3 is not that movie.
It's not.
I want you to stop now.
No. I don't think it's his vision of Alien. I think there's enough of it in there where I can see like parallel comparisons, like his vision of Seven or Zodiac. He just has that certain style.
It's dark.
But
It's
is
gritty.
it is it the story he wanted to tell? Probably not.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But man, there are so many powerful scenes. Charles S. Dutton was incredible in that movie.
He was, and like
His
and
final
then-
battle with
yes.
the alien to let Ripley out was so fucking awesome.
It was
where he was
amazing.
like trying to they were trying to climb out of this thing. They were trying to like douse it with whatever that was that liquid, and she gets out, and he notices when he starts climbing, the alien starts climbing, so he gets back down. He takes his glasses off and he goes, "God will be with you now, sister." And he starts battling the alien. I was just like, dude, this is fucking epic.
amazing.
It was epic. Like, dude,
Yeah.
seriously, when he
Yes.
comes back down to battle the alien, you realize he's getting involved. I was like, dude, okay, I'm on. This is dope.
Yep.
It was dope.
Big fan, and
Down.
I was so big into like the production of that movie because they did a lot of like behind the scenes
Yep.
kind of things as well too, as that was coming out too. And I'm a fan of Alien 3, and I know it's huge controversial.
Yeah, there is a real lack of
It's a
Predator
good
on this
movie,
list.
but I don't think it's
It's like, I mean, look, like there's like Die Hard should have been on this list. I mean, there's.
sure.
I didn't want to make 10 billion movies. There's a lot of trilogies, but I feel like these were like movies where I feel like
This definitely is a tough choice. So
I think when it comes to Terminator and there's there's too big of a gap in between
sure.
to consider.
that's
them
not.
a
He's not wrong
trilogy.
on that.
Yeah.
So, Brandy, gun to your head. What are you going with?
Okay. Alien. I'm going with Lord of the Rings, no question. I felt like the films were better than the books. I said that.
Ooh.
That happened.
Wow.
I'm here.
Well, you made-
As a book fan, I have to say these movies were incredible. They were amazing. I think they just there's no better like
There's no better
example?
fantasy trilogy.
there's no better example
Yeah.
of a movie like further extrapolating a book, further making a book like come
Building
to
upon
life.
what the story tells in the book,
like,
adding more to it.
It is incredible. So I think Lord of the Rings has to be on this list
Wow.
and has to exist.
So, Alien,
yes.
Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
your third one. Everything else is gone after this.
That's where it gets hard. That's where it gets super hard.
But you have to make a choice.
Uh,
You have to make a choice, or everything else is gone forever.
okay. Okay. So
Right, of course.
And yeah, no, that's not a bad.
That would have been an easy
M-
choice. For
yeah,
you.
mighty.
I'm not here to make it easy for you.
And
I'm here to
Mighty
make it
Ducks.
tough for
Yeah,
you.
totally.
So for me, and this is probably an unusual choice because I have to say, like, I probably far prefer the Bourne movies or the Matrix movies, but I have to say Star Wars. It's too canonical in our existence,
I think
and it
you're right.
only
It's a safe
exists
pick.
as movies. Like
safe
it
pick.
first existed as movies. So for it to suddenly disappear, I just think like that helped raise a generation.
Oh, it did.
So
Steve,
Wars.
you've had time to think about it.
I've
Yeah.
had time to think.
I need you to stop dawdling around and make
Yeah,
a
yeah,
choice,
yeah,
damn
time.
it.
Bail now.
Time to
All
make
right.
that choice.
Okay. So I love a majority of these movies, I will say, with the exception of the Bourne movies. The Spider-Man movies were some of the first comic book movies that did it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they, that was seeing Spider-Man for the first time on the big screen. It was amazing. I'm not picking Spider-Man.
Okay.
No, it doesn't make the cut.
He's singing its praises before he kills it. What a sweet guy.
Right.
I'm just trying to say
Nice things before he
why
disrespects
you were
it.
runners up.
You were really cool, but get the fuck out of here. You're
The
dead.
Matrix movies are super cool. Yeah, he loves beer. Okay, so I will man, the Nicolas Cage trilogy, that's pretty amazing.
The Holy Trinity.
I will say if they were more of a trilogy, if they strung together more,
They do.
do
The
they?
talents of a man.
The talents of a man. Yes, absolutely.
True.
I will say I love each of those movies independently for what they are, but as a trilogy,
Hard
I
to- okay,
I
okay.
can't think of
That's
them
for Cage
as a
fans.
trilogy.
That's for diehard Cagers.
I do love each of those movies though. They do hold a special place in my heart from childhood.
Sure.
Of course, the Toy Story movies do. Get to it? Okay. So let's get to
Trying
it. Okay.
to justify his
So-
choices.
Right,
Just
right.
kill him already.
So definitely Star Wars, the Star Wars trilogy, number 1. I mean, just as sci-fi movies, like
They set the precedent.
they do, like
Plus, it was
they're
when we
amazing.
were kids. I mean, those are like some of my first memories as
Yeah.
a child.
They're absolutely amazing. Like, I mean, come on, Darth Vader will always hold the place of like one of the top.
One of the
villains
scariest
in my
people ever
life.
as a kid.
But he also is kind of like the anti-hero, right? So, like, like, are villains always bad? No, they're not. So
Good intentions,
you
they're
know?
steered in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
So we got Star Wars. I'm gonna go Lord of the Rings. Like fantasy movies, that's top. That's like Star Wars level sci-fi for me. Like Lord of the Rings is fantasy level. I remember before the Lord of the Rings movies came out, me and my best friend at the time, we were like, let's read the Lord of the Rings books. We read all of them. I was so excited. The movies came out. I was like, oh my God, these surpass everything that I read in the Lord of the Rings
Sure.
books. Like, they were absolutely amazing. They adapted them so well, but they also added to the
Made it
movie.
unique in its own
they
way.
They added to the books, yes. And third, I gotta go Back to the Future.
Ooh, that's a good one, man.
Ooh.
Like, as far as time travel movies go, like
pretty dope.
There will never be time travel movies better
We
than
all
the Back
wanted to
to
be
the
Marty
Future
McFly.
movies.
We all wanted
There's-
a Doc Brown as a
Right?
friend.
They're so cool,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And they do it so well.
Yeah, they
like
do great.
they hit like they treat it like time travel is a real thing, right? Like they will affect
They explain it the
past.
best they can. They don't,
Exactly.
they don't gloss over stuff. They do their
Right.
best to explain time travel and the
Exactly.
consequences of it.
Yeah. So that's my 3.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm gonna go with first of all, like, look, man, I know everyone loves Han Solo. I know everyone loves Harrison Ford as Han Solo, but for me, growing up, Indiana Jones will always be
Mm-hmm.
the Harrison Ford
I assumed
character.
this would be one of your picks. Yeah.
Indiana Jones was just. It was one of those first times I saw a movie. I was just like,
Mm.
"This is wild. This is wild. This is 2 hours of just sheer excitement."
Mm-hmm.
And the way Harrison Ford and it just embraced that character, and he had that swagger. I was like, dude, I want to be Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is probably one of my favorite actors growing up of all time. Probably my favorite actor growing up. I loved him in everything. And as much as I loved him as Han Solo, he was better as Indiana Jones. I just felt like whereas Han Solo, he was part of an ensemble. As Indy, he's the fucking man.
Right.
These are his movies. He will always be Indiana Jones. So Indy is my first choice. Number 2, the Bourne series. I absolutely
All right.
loved the Bourne movies.
Did not see that coming.
It's an outlier.
Dude, as being somebody who was a fan of Bond movies,
Right.
and I actually, I know a lot of people love Pierce Brosnan as Bond.
Yeah.
That was not my favorite era of Bond. I actually was a big fan of Timothy Dalton. And when they gave up on Pierce Brosnan, they were like, everyone's trying to figure out who the fuck, what do we make for a spy?
Right.
Ethan Hunt had done his thing in Mission Impossible. But when they brought in fucking Matt Damon to play Bourne and how grounded he was, but how lethal he was without a fucking gun,
Yeah.
he beat the fucking shit out of people with a magazine or a
pencil.
pencil.
Yeah.
And I love the espionage part of
Yeah.
it. I love the espionage portion, parts or the parts of the Bourne movies. They were just really great, and they just they continuously got better. The first Bourne was great. Supremacy was intense. Carl Urban was awesome as his rival,
Carl Urban.
and then
Yeah,
the
that's
third
right.
one was just fucking brilliant. The Ultimatum was fucking brilliant. So the way that they turned the spy espionage genre on its ear and just said, look, we're doing something different. And I can tell you right now, the reason we got Daniel Craig as Bond is because of Matt Damon as Bourne.
Damn. Okay.
That's why we got Daniel Craig as Bond. Because he was a grittier, more athletic. He wasn't about that swagger of of Sean Connery or even fucking Roger Moore. but they wanted something more gritty, and that's why we got Daniel Craig.
Okay, shit.
So Indiana Jones.
I gotta say, I love the Pierce.
I mean, look, I thought he was a good Bond. But he went so hokey after GoldenEye. It was like watching Roger Moore just in fast forward. It's like, holy shit,
So,
this
like,
is really.
GoldenEye to me is like video game GoldenEye.
Oh, I mean, GoldenEye is.
Cemented Pierce Brosnan as James Bond.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I do feel like GoldenEye was a good Bond movie. I didn't have an issue with that. It was everything else after the fact. I was just like,
stuff,
eh,
yeah.
He
okay.
was the pretty boy Bond.
He was the pretty boy Bond, but I didn't want a pretty boy Bond.
Craig. No.
But
no.
he wasn't no fucking Sean Connery when we're going pretty boys.
Yes.
He wasn't no Sean Connery.
Yes.
That's right.
Lastly, this one was really difficult. Okay, and don't get me wrong, Josie Wells's Jack Ryan movies. I do like the Jack Ryan movies. I do wish Alec Baldwin would have got even though I love Harrison Ford in Clear Present Danger and Patriot Games, I would have liked to have seen Alec Baldwin go on from Red October, but they ended up going with Harrison Ford because he's a bigger draw, obviously. This one was tough, the third one. We are Nick Cage fans.
Oh.
The Holy Trinity.
I know.
The Rock. Face Off. Con Air. Fucking amazing movies in the 90s.
I heard a face-off quote.
Oh, what was that
which
one?
speaks to how canonical those.
Something about
movies
eating
are.
peaches?
He does do that.
Oh, my.
I could eat a peach for
No.
days.
Stop
Hours.
it.
Hours. It's hours. I fit too much.
Yeah.
It might be days. I don't even know.
Huh.
I could eat a peach for hours.
Sounds just like Nick Cage.
There we go.
That's great.
Uncanny.
Don't encourage.
But no, the Holy Trinity is a phenomenal set of movies.
Mhm.
I actually do like the Nolan movies. I think those are good Batman movies. But at the end of the day, man, Alien.
Oh, shit.
there it
Big.
is.
I didn't see
Big-
that coming.
There it is.
I love the Alien movies because
Didn't
it's
see that
sci-fi,
coming.
and I don't care when anyone says Ripley was powerful.
Dude,
she was
yeah.
sexy. She was a
Mhm.
badass.
She's why Samus Aran exists.
And dude, she really is. She had a
Mhm.
huge part of that. She was a huge influence in that because you know what? Look, women can be badasses, and that's what pushed that narrative forward. We didn't have to have all these dudes. You had fucking Sigourney Weaver out there
Yes.
Mhm.
I will
whooping
say
a
any
fucking
movie-
alien's ass.
Any movie that she's in.
She's powerful,
see-
man.
I
She
see.
commands the screen.
Yeah, I see Ripley.
So
Working Girl.
The thing that I
Working Girl.
Working
It's a
Girl.
good one, man. It's a
Working
good one.
Girl is one of my favorite movies. He just recently watched it, and I'm super proud of him.
And I saw
Uh,
Ripley the entire
Yes,
time.
yes. But I have to say, so one of the things sort of rumored about Alien is that Ripley was never gendered in the script.
True.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Left it open for
they
how
just
they want to go with it.
cast- They cast
That's true.
Ripley, and it happened to be Sigourney Weaver, and I think that speaks volumes because you could put any person in
In that situation,
role,
yep.
but
But
there's
she had that
something to
confidence, that bravado.
Yeah.
She command. Like I was just
Yeah.
at no point I was just like, oh come on. I was just like, dude, she's fucking BA.
She
Yeah.
is. She's a BA.
She's
Yeah.
wielding a fucking flamethrower, calling the Queen
Yes.
Alien a bitch. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, this is my girl, dude.
Yep. Yep. No.
And I think when she was validated, when she got nominated for an Oscar for Best Performance by a Lead in Aliens, I was just like, okay, this is where we're at now. Like,
Mhm.
we can have women in these roles, and it's believable, and it's empowering, and it's fucking dope. And she was amazing in Aliens. And we'll go back. We can talk about Alien 3 all day. You know,
Yes, we
yes,
can.
it has its detractors. There's a lot of critics out
Hashtag
there.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Alien
can.
3 is underrated.
Yes.
Now, if you want to talk shit about aliens, we can talk about Resurrection. Resurrection was
It
terrible.
doesn't exist.
Resurrection.
It's not on the list. It
Resurrection
doesn't
is
exist.
basically A Good Day to Die Hard or Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls in Indiana Jones. They don't
Kingdom of the
fucking
Crystal
exist.
Skulls. That's a good comparison.
They don't
Kingdom of
fucking
Crystal
exist.
Skulls.
Should we just do
Yeah.
an Alien podcast?
We
where
should.
Watch the movie?
Just
should.
break down
Comment on the
every
movie?
scene.
Yes.
Someday.
Yes. Absolutely.
Someday.
Man.
We'll get there.
Absolutely.
Hell
Our
yeah.
David Fincher.
I don't even
yeah.
hate Resurrection like everybody else. I love Alien so much. That's the thing.
I just felt like it was like I
I
felt like
don't.
after
I think
3, like
Resurrection is great.
I didn't think I didn't care for
Ron
Resurrection. I
Perlman.
just thought it was like I mean, don't get me wrong, the
Winona
casting was
Ryder.
great. Ron Perlman, you had Winona Ryder, you had a
Yeah.
lot of great. I just felt the story. I was like, at this point, I was like,
Yeah.
we probably should have cut it off at 3.
Yeah.
Because she died supposedly, she gets cloned in 4. But I mean, at the end of the day, 3 is like the cutoff for me. You know, if you talk about Die Hard, I think Live Free or Die Hard is a decent flick. Good Day to Die Hard is fucking trash. Could have cut it off at 4. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do it, but like Die Hard with a Vengeance is better than Live Free and Good Day. So it's like
You can always cut it off with the.
the third one is always you can drop the axe back. Okay, we're done. Now make exceptions. Mission Impossible. I mean, you took 1, 2, and 3, good movies,
Yeah.
but 4, 5, and 6, even better. So, I mean, it just depends on where they go with these movies.
Lord of the Rings 4, Back to the Future, terrible.
Dude,
Well, so
I don't even want to
Hobbit-
see that.
So, Hobbit, not as
The prequels.
I didn't see that. I actually never watched The Hobbits because I was just like, oh,
Hobbit
okay.
movies, I love the Hobbit
I do
movies.
too.
You don't like the Hobbit
I love
movies?
them.
I love
I
the
should
Hobbit
probably
No.
watch them.
That was my favorite
No.
book of all that series,
favorite
and I
book.
loved the movies.
You know what? You know what? You know
I
what
did.
trilogy would have
I
made
really
this
did.
difficult? You know what trilogy? John Wick.
John Wick.
Oh.
You think so?
I've
I
not
do.
seen the third
The
John
third one, I liked
It
it.
dro- it-
The
it
ending,
dropped.
it really
Yeah.
leans into the comic book like feel of John Wick.
What about Bill and
Okay.
Ted?
Bill and Ted. I mean, Bill
The-
and Ted, dude. Blade movies. Even though 3 was fucking terrible, Blade 1 and 2 were fucking. I wish Hellboy could have got a third because that would have been a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Avengers.
Avengers is
Yeah.
really hard to narrow down because
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could say all the
This is
Cap
like the
movies or all the
whole, like,
Iron Man
MCU.
movies and whatnot, but
Yeah.
that's like more of an assortment of movies, so to speak. But all right, that's gonna do it. We have reached the end, but before we go,
Awesome
Yes.
night.
Yes.
before
yes.
we go,
Night.
we're only an hour and 11 or hour and a half longer than I promised you guys.
Oh my goodness.
But I do want to give you guys one more opportunity to tell everyone where to be on fucking Saturday.
Saturday,
Right here.
May 7th,
Yes.
Coy's Comics. We're right here on Bay Road, Saginaw, Michigan. Check out the amazing door prizes. Be right when we open, because not only are we going to give prizes, we're going to have amazing door all day long. So come out, grab the free comics, get a free sketch from an
Yes.
amazing local artist, grab some some Cajun cuisine.
Oh,
Check out
Mhm.
some of the bands. Like, it's gonna be an amazing day.
It's an
Plus,
all-day event.
face painting for the
That's right.
kids. I don't.
You missed that one, but that's
Yeah.
dope. My
Get
kid,
deals.
not,
Like,
my,
get
not. oh, man.
Amazing deals,
Amazing
on,
deals.
on comics,
Yeah.
graphic novels, everything, all day long. And
Odin.
Yeah.
Odin's
It's
walking
not-
around. You know what? I was a little nervous
No
earlier when
cost.
Odin was walking around the good camera. Now when Odin's on, I'm like, you can knock that shit over, Odin. Now the camera's a piece of shit. Go over there, Odin. Knock some stuff over, buddy. No, but no, seriously, you guys, thank you so much
Thank you.
for letting us come to your place to interview you, talk about what you guys are doing. Like I said, when we started doing Banter and Babble, we were just like, look, let's just focus on this area. Let's focus on this. And we were fortunate enough to go to
Yeah.
Comic-Con in Midland and be a part of that. And for you guys to let us come in here, I know you guys are crazy fucking busy this week. You guys are setting up. You have a massive day Saturday.
Crazy.
And here we are. It's 11:15, and I said, hey, we'll be
Yeah.
out here by 9:30
Yeah.
until my camera took a shit. But you guys have been fucking great. You guys have done a great job at conveying your love for comics and your love for your community. And we seriously can't thank you enough for putting up with us to let us come out here and do a show here at this fucking amazing establishment. You guys, I can't stress enough how awesome this place is. It was cool before, but the expansion is crazy. Like, there is so much stuff here to look at.
Yeah.
And it's a warm place. It's a welcoming place. And it's thankful to these two and even Shane. We'll give
hoping-
Shane some credit.
Yeah, of course, Shane. We're
in the lead,
hoping.
but we'll give 'em-
We're hoping you guys will be here next Wednesday. We're so excited. This was awesome. We had such a great time.
We had a blast.
And like,
next Wednesday,
I have to
yes, we're
say-
going to do a Moon Knight
Yes.
review.
Oh, man.
yeah,
Spoiler full.
Spoiler full.
Spoiler full.
watch
by
it.
then.
Watch it all. Yeah.
Right.
Tonight we're going to go home and watch.
We'll have a lot of stuff to talk about next
Yeah.
week. We'll have the Winning Time series finale to talk about. We'll have Moon Knight to talk about. We'll figure out a movie. Oh, Doctor Strange we'll be talking about next week.
Yes.
Definitely Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We're gonna have plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
So we might be here next Wednesday, y'all.
Awesome.
It's sounding like that.
Awesome.
Daddy's got to go out and buy some new shit so his good camera works. Y'all got to watch us on this lame ass camera. This isn't the good one, but it doesn't track from how beautiful this place is.
That's right. That's right.
Come out here Saturday, 9 a.m., all day long. Food, music, awesome deals, awesome people. Thank you so much for having us, you guys. We really appreciate it.
We do.
Love
We
you guys
do.
very much.
Very much.
Fanboy Tone,
Appreciate this.
for Steve, Brandy, I'm the Dude 79. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you out here on Saturday.
Free comic day.
Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Wednesday night. Be good, everybody.
Guys.